that green light. Let's go for the Friday night game between the Melbourne and the Broncos. Hey guys, how you going? So down BKRsport, we just finished up with an absolute shellacking of the Sydney Roosters at Allianz Stadium. The Panthers did them over and just won very, very cleanly, 40 points to 4. That was a very good performance from them. And now we get to watch on as the Melbourne Storm take on the Brisbane Broncos, where I'm fancying the Broncos to put in a bit of a performance here. I have tipped the Storm. I think most people have tipped the Storm. And overall, are expecting a Storm win down here at Amy Park, considering the Broncos just never win here in Melbourne. And they are 0-2 right now. The Storm are 2-0 right now. They looked amazing for the most part against the Dragons. The Dragons allowed every opportunity for the Storm to come back into that game and to dominate that second half. But the Storm were just so quality and can capitalise on the errors of teams. And if the Broncos come in playing anything like they have in the recent weeks, the Storm will put a score past them. So they need to turn up here today. No Adam Reynolds. Ben Hunt comes into the halfback. That will change it up, and let's see if they can put on a bit better of an attack. But obviously, guys, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here. Let's get into the two-team lineups for today. So the Melbourne Storm, they come in from second position, whilst the Broncos come in from 15th position. Actually, with that Panthers win by 36, they come into this game from third position. The Panthers are in first, the Bulldogs are in second, and the Storm are in third position after that massive win there for the Pennies. But actually, that will make it interesting in regards to points differential, because the Panthers go from plus 46 to plus 72. So they are still below the Storm here, actually. No, sorry, not 72. 50, 60, 70, 82. So they're actually above the Storm points differential-wise by 8 as we currently speak. So the Storm will need to win this game by 8 points or more to go into first position again. Well, actually, they haven't been in... Yeah, they were first until the Bulldogs got their win yesterday. But the ins for the Storm, Alec McDonald and Trent Loiero, with the outs being Angus Hinchy and Ativalu Lesati. The fullback is Sualaoi Faulonga, who's been absolutely incredible so far this season. Will Warbrick and Nick Meaney are on the wings. Jack Howarth and Moses Leo with the centres, with the 5'8" being Cameron Munster, and the halfback is Jerome Hughes. The front row forwards are Stefano Utuikamanu and Josh King, with the number 9 Harry Grant. Back row of Joe Chan and Alec McDonald, with the 13 being Tuikami Kamitha. The interchange is Tyron Wishart, Trent Loiero, Davy Mawali, Cooper Clark, Siolangi, Tuimalatu Brown, and Jack Hetherington, with the coach being Craig Bellamy. This team is 2-0 right now. Their defense wasn't good against the Dragons, but their defense against the Eels was very, very good. Especially with the Eels going and pacing apart the Broncos last week, 40-32. And yet they only scored 4 points past the Storm in the first round here in Melbourne when they lost 52-4. So Storm were good against the Eels defensively. Against the Dragons, maybe not so much, gave up 20 points there, but their attack is just absolutely flying. You know, they got 46 points in the game against the Dragons, and they got 52 points in the game against the Eels. That's 98 points in 2 rounds so far. They're going to be the first team to clock past the 100 marker, and they've looked good doing it, man. They have looked good doing it, and we'll see if the Storm can maintain the consistency that we are expecting from them. Now, the Broncos, their ends, Blake Moser and Brandon Piakura, with the outs being Adam Reynolds and Jack Kosevsky. The fullback is Reese's Pieces, Reese Walsh, with the wingers being Josiah Kotapani and Grant Anderson, centres of Katoni Staggs and Dean Mariner. The 5'8" is Ezra Mann, with the halfback being Ben Hunt. Front row forwards are Corey Jensen and Payne Haas, with the number 9 being Corey Pakes. The back row is Xavier Willison and Jordan Ricky. 13, Patrick Carrigan, who is the captain. The interchange, Ben Talty, Orbelix Tafa, Gehama Shibasaki, Brendan Piakura, Jaden Hunt, and Blake Moser, with the coach being Michael Maguire. This team, on the opposite side, are 0-2, going up against a really dominant team here in the Storm, especially when they are at home in a Friday night matchup. This is going to be an absolute belter in regards to them if they win this game, the Broncos, it would be a significant and major upset, but it would really ride home for people that we are still super early in the season. And just because you have a bad start doesn't mean your season is over and done with. This Broncos team look all over the shop, but Reynolds has really slowed them down for mine. So I do think that Ben Hunt coming into the halfback could actually be really positive here. I've actually put him into my Supercoach draft team because I think he's going to have a good game here tonight. I've got the Storm to win this, lads. I do. I have the Storm to win this. But I do feel like the Broncos will go hard, give it a crack, and they'll be in the game. That doesn't mean that I think that they will necessarily win the game, but I do think that they will be in the game and push the Storm a long way Could this be a 13-pluser? Absolutely, this could be a 13-pluser. Could the Storm absolutely dominate this game? Absolutely, they could dominate this game. But I just feel like the Broncos, they're copping a lot of criticism right now. I'm expecting Tony Staggs to have maybe a big game. Benny Hunt to have a big game for them. Reese's Pieces, hasn't exactly been at his pure best so far this year. They haven't won a game so far this year, inclusive of the World Club Challenge. So they need to put themselves back into a little bit of confidence. Even if you don't win this game, don't get pumped in this game. 0-3 is not great, especially after winning the grand final last year. But you can suffice if you push the Storm the entire way, and then you play the Dolphins next week, where that's a 50-50 at this point. You just don't know how that game's going to go. That's at Brisbane, at Suncorp Stadium. Broncos versus the Dolphins. That is 50-50 as it gets, and that'll be very, very interesting. But all right, I'm tipping the Storm here. I'm going to go and give the Broncos some credit and say 1-12 to the Storm. And hopefully we see a good game here. Hopefully we see a good game. They're saying in the commentary it's a full house here. You can see that it's not a full house here, commentary. Come on. We're not stupid. We can see that the crowd's not a full house here, but you would have expected a bit more. Is there a game on at the G today? Is there a game in the AFL at the G today, which is taking away a lot of fans? No, it's in Adelaide. The game is in Adelaide for the Crows versus the Western Bulldogs. So no excuses why this game shouldn't be sold out right now, but you know the drill. You know the damn well drill. Canes to Storm 19 plus. Farlongo, Hughes, Leo, Meany, Grant or score. Oh, he's been timed out. Where's he? There's been a reason he's been timed out. Why has he been timed out? Well, maybe because of all the capitals. Yeah, not with all the capitals there, Kane. Just obviously chat like normal. Royal Grandmajesty says, anyone know what the plural for Storm is? Yeah, we know it's that you're going to be the first person to be timed out because you're referred to it. Nick Hill says, are the Broncos going to turn up? I'm tipping the Storm. I'm tipping the Storm. I think everybody is tipping the Storm. I would hope to see the Broncos at least turn up and make a game of it, but we also thought the Roosters would turn up and make a game of the Panthers, and they got absolutely whooped. But the game has started here, guys. The Storm will receive the ball. Tumi Kamitha to the 10 on first tackle. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. Give me your predictions in the chat. I'm taking the Storm 1-12. All right, Alec McDonald now, second tackle at the 15. Michael says, who's in the We Hate the Broncos Facebook group? Yeah, I'm in there. I think most people are. There's a lot of people on that. It's like, 40,000 people in that group? It's hilarious because there's a lot of Broncos fans defending their team, but there's also a lot of Broncos haters because the group is literally titled We Hate the Broncos. Final score in the last game, Jono, was 40 points to 4 to the Panthers. Fifth tackle for the Storm, and they'll get this ball to the 40. Broncos by 10, Jono says. Are you a Broncos fan? You got to be a Broncos fan, Jono. Broncos by 10. Have we watched the same Broncos team so far this season? If they win by 10, that's amazing. But I think that you're probably a Broncos fan to make that prediction based off what we've seen. Yeah, plural for the Storm is a storm. Exactly right, Ed's here. Exactly right. Reece Walsh gives it to Ezra Mam. And the Broncos now will get this ball to the 35 on second tackle. Brighton says, no, it's because the Broncos away jersey is too similar to... Oh, Brighton, you're getting timed out. Oh, no, Brighton, a moderator. Oh, my gosh, welcome back to the moderator scene. No way have you just used a plural on that. Oh, my gosh. Fourth tackle for the Broncos at the 45. That's disgraceful. Just Josh says, so the last time the Broncos won at Amy Park was on August 26, 2016, and the score was 26-16. Yeah, fair enough. I know they haven't won here at all in recent years. I think they're like 0-9 or 1-9 in their last 10 years. So the Storm will get this ball through Sualawi Farlongo. He'll bring it out to the 15, and that'll be first tackle for them. Did I refresh the score? No, I haven't. I've got to refresh the score. Give me 1 second here as I refresh this so you can see the time on the screen and the scoreboard. And there we go. Storm second tackle at 30. Harry Grant off to Nick Meany. And Meany gets it out of the 37 on third tackle. So the try scorers that I went with here for today's game, I went backline for the Storm. I went... Oh, I need to have a look at this team list again. Who did I go? For the backline for the Storm, I went with... Oh, no, I didn't actually do my try scorer predictions. All right, we'll do one. Now, Jerome Hughes, he'll be at the 45 on fifth tackle. Backline for the Storm, I'm going to back in a bit of Cammy Munster for a try. He hasn't been incredible so far this season, so I'm going to back in Cammy Munster for a try. And then for the back row, I will go with Joe Chan for the forwards. The Storm, Broncos with the ball at the 12. I'll go Joe Chan in the back row, and I'll go Munster in the 5'8". And then for the Broncos, I'm going to say Tony Staggs has a good one. And we'll back in Xavier Willison, getting the start in the back row. He gets the start in the back row. So I'll back in a bit of Xavier Willison, Big X. Third tackle of the Broncos at the 20. This is the grand final rematch. Fourth tackle. Not that it's looking as quality as the grand final was last year, but that's a 6 again for the Broncos. And it'll be first tackle at the 40. Full-time story says, I'm on there to troll the Bronx fans. They get triggered easily. No, it's a very funny group, man. Whenever the Broncos lose, they get absolutely ripped in that chat. And if the Broncos win, no one turns up to the group. So it just doesn't serve any purpose, really, for Broncos fans. But there's plenty of them in there trying to defend their team. Third tackle at the 45, Corey Jensen. I hope the Broncos bus driver has hit his keys somewhere safe. Wow. Ben Hunt, short ball to Xavier Willison, who's wearing... Oh, that's Jordan Ricky. Sorry. That was Jordan Ricky with the run. I was going to say, his headgear looks strange. Xavier Willison, you don't usually know him for that. But Payne Haas will be fit tackle at the 20. Will Adam Reynolds and Ezra Mann be able to get a little bit better attack here with the Broncos? They did score 32 points last week, to be fair. But, we'll see how it works out. Knock on from the Brisbane Broncos, Xavier Willison. And it's going to be Storm ball here at the 10. Storm ball at 10. Storm easy win, Steve says. I feel like the Broncos are going to keep themselves involved in the game. It's a good run there, but he just loses his carry as he's trying to push through past that 15. First tackle for the Storm. Well, to his credit, he requested a big timeout because of that mistake. Or did he really? Oh, did Brighton say it? I messed up, boys. Yeah, well, I saw it. Shit, someone timed me out. Only I can time out moderators, man. But I got ya. Don't you worry, I got ya. So the most points in opening 2 games in Premiership history, the Parramatta Eels in 1983 got 100, Melbourne Storm in 2026 got 98, and the Knights in 2006 got 95, and the Melbourne Storm in 2005 got 94. So they were the second highest scorer in rugby league history, not just NRL. Harry Grant, he goes up, he gets through, no, taking another 50 on fit tackle. Melbourne Storm are the second highest scoring team across the first 2 rounds in rugby league history. Goes all the way back to 1908, not just the NRL. Let's see if Walsh had some fresh toilet water for tonight's game. No toilet water for Walshy, unfortunately. Hasn't been telling anything about the old toilet water. Ezra throwing hospital passes. Mitchell says, pretty hard for Reynolds to get some attack from the sidelines. Oh, did I say Reynolds? I meant Ben Hunt and Ezra Mem. I meant to say Ben Hunt and Ezra Mem. I want to see them put together some good attacking plays. But again, they did score 30-odd points last week. But the Eels' defense looks atrocious this year. They've given up a ridiculous amount of points. Ben Hunt, quick pass. Tony Staggs comes out the back, and that's a one-on-one strip there. In the end, from Nick Meaney, the Storm are going to be 24 metres out. Okay, well, you can't give those opportunities to the Melbourne Storm because they will capitalise on them. And the Storm are 20 metres away from the line on first tackle. They did call it as a knock-on there against the Broncos, so... Oh, dearie me. That's not a good start here, Brisbane. Second tackle, Josh King. He got Harry Grant. He's going to roll it out to the right to Cameron Munster. Munster, then to Jerome Hughes. Hughes to Swifalawi Farlongo, who throws the ball over the sideline. The touchy is not playing. It will come as an error to Warbrick, but Farlongo just absolutely flew that ball out of his hands and landed on Rosehead. We'll have to ask Jay what the first game was like in 1908. Yeah, we will actually have to ask Jay how the atmosphere was going at that game. He was front row for that first game between probably... Was it the Rabbitohs and the Roosters? This is the first ever game? I actually don't know. Word has it straight to Revs. Word has it straight to Revs up to tonight's game for Walsh and 10-day contract player. Most people aren't going to understand the reference of Revs. I did live in Melbourne for a couple of years, so I know the reference to Revs. But a lot of people won't actually understand that. So Broncos will be at the 30. Great Lomax impression by Sewer. Fantastic Lomax impression. I think he's trying to make up for the fact that Lomax wasn't able to be signed by the Storm, so he wants to provide the same kind of impact with those passes to Rosed from the field on a flick pass. Payne Haas, good run to the 44. That's the origin of their rivalry. The origin of their rivalry doesn't just happen because they're the first ever game. There's been a lot that's happened in between that, but that is just it's just a point to make about the rivalry that they were the first ever game too. Second tackle at the 35. Oh, I guess, okay, no, sorry, I've misread that comment. Origin, okay, sure. But, like, I wouldn't say that's the reason for the rivalry, but it's the beginning point of it, sure. Sure, I misread that comment. Fourth tackle now at the Broncos. I thought that you were saying that's like the crucial... My brain took it as that's the crucial reason for that rivalry being what it is. Ezra Mann quickly, and Staggs is going to knock that ball on, and the Melbourne Storm will get this ball at the 10. Belly says, go the Storm. Well... It's not been an unbelievable start here for the old Melbourne Storm. Not been an unbelievable start, but with that being said, still very, very early. Better start than the Broncos, though, to be fair. I know the rivalry between the Tigers and the Bunnies was because of the controversy over the grand final in 1909. Is that the grand final where the Bunnies, they both organised to not go to the game and to boycott the game or something, but then the Tigers didn't turn, or Balmain didn't turn up, and the Bunnies did turn up? Is that the one? And because the Bunnies turned up and the Tigers didn't, that ultimately that went down as a forfeit, and the Rabbitohs ended up winning the premiership. Penalty to the Storm, coming out of their own 30. It is a penalty to the Storm for an offside against Ezra Mann. People don't know what Revs is. Have I hit unk status yet again? Well, Daz, mate, rugby league is massive, not necessarily in Victoria, so not everyone's been out and about in the nightlife of Melbourne. Yep, that one, but the Bunnies reneged on it, so they won by forfeit. Yeah, the Bunnies went to the game. He says, yeah, they kicked off to no one. And he says, let's go, my Wi-Fi, it's ours at the moment. You're in NC, am I correct in saying you're in Thailand, or am I thinking about somebody else? I am a little bit nervous about the global situation right now in regards to electricity, and that is what is the important part for the streams, because there is countries starting to begin to load shed in Asia. I'll give it up to Alec McDonald, and McDonald will be at 32 on third tackle. 10 minutes gone the first half, 30 minutes to go. Hit that like button and subscribe if you are new around here. Josh King to Tui Kamikamitha, and he's going to be 24 metres away from the line on fourth tackle. Sounds like a Roosters ploy. Ends here. Whereabouts ends here? Whereabouts? Harry Grant, I forgot. Was it Pattaya? I think it might have been. First tackle now at 13. Rural southern Thailand, okay. Oh, so like further south than like Krabi and stuff. They go Munster. Munster is going to be 10 metres away. Are you like talking close to the border-ish of area of Malaysia? That's south. 6 again for Melbourne, 10 metres away. Harry Grant off to Alec McDonald. And Alec McDonald is 4 metres away here from the line on first tackle. Well, Storm, this is your prime time opportunity to go past the 100 mark through the first 3 games. They give it to Josh King. Josh King! 2 metres short of the line, second tackle. Second tackle, Harry Grant, out to Jerome Hughes. Hughes, then Sualawi Farlongo, Howarth. Howarth has just fallen over there without even being tackled by Katapani in the end. Third tackle, 3 metres away. They go quickly. Oh my gosh, they're so close there through Moses Leo, but he'll be held up over the line 10 metres out. They'll have to come back out. Oh, it was Joe Chan, sorry. So they kicked off and scored. What did they do for the other 79 minutes? 1, was it 80 minutes back then? And also 2, did they actually have to wait out the 80 minutes? I doubt it. About 1 hour from Krabi, there you go. So fifth tackle, 10 metres away from the line. We actually have quite a lot of people who watch from Thailand nowadays. They kick that ball through. Stefano! Oh my gosh, he could have actually scored that if he actually gave a shit about trying to get to that ball. If the ball sat up at the end of the in goal, if he gave a shit about getting to that ball there, Stefano Tukumano, that is a try. Look at it. Why did he stop? Why did he stop? He would have scored a try. He 100% would have scored a try if he actually gave a shit about getting to that ball. So first tackle here. First tackle. And now it'll be second tackle here for the Broncos at the 42. If the Broncos were to lose this game, are they no longer contenders? I guess if they conceded 50, then people would say, well, no team's ever won when they've conceded 50. But no, like at the end of the day, it would only be 3 rounds in. There is 27 rounds in the season. There is a long, long way to go. A lot of rugby league to happen. So no, it wouldn't be that they're completely done and dusted. It just wouldn't. But it wouldn't be a good sign at all. Knock on here from the Broncos. Oh, we've seen too many errors in this game already. Come on, teams. Come on, both these teams. We've seen too many errors in this game already. Don't do this. Don't do one of these games where there's just error-filled central. Dean Mariner with the drop ball there. Dean Mariner drops the ball. The mighty Glebe Dirty Reds played Balmain the first game. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Daz, for correcting that. Actually, some insightful information from you, Daz, for once in your life. Well done. That's incredible. That actually might be the greatest comment you ever made because it actually makes sense for once. Sualawi Farlongo taking out the 35. Another error. This is getting hard to watch. Well, it's only 13 minutes in, but there's been quite a few errors in the game so far. Moses Leo, he'll bring it to the 40 on second tackle. Paintbrush getting around the Broncos. Need a good performance out of them today because they've been rough to watch the first 2 rounds. Third tackle at the 50. Another error that's getting hard to watch. We getting the 2020 Broncos. Well, that was really bad. That was bad back then, man. That wasn't 2020. Was it 2020? Oh, was it 2020 or 2021? Oh, no, it was 2020, wasn't it? Oh, Munster. Short ball into the line for Alec McDonald, and it's going to be Storm 24 metres out. Harry Grant. Munster wanted to be on the half. Horizontal, great passing. Storm with the ball. They get it back into Munster. Munster then just whacks that ball across. The chase is good. Goes up for the Storm, and it's another knock on here. And Ezra Mam is going to get 0 tackle at the 6. Well, that was exciting there from the Storm, but Brisbane do hold on to the end. A mistake from Will Warbrick. Ended up being a decent kick in a good area, and then the Storm give away a penalty to the Broncos. Oh, this has been just all over the shop this first 14 minutes, man. This has been all over the shop this game. Errors. There's Trent Barrett. Errors and now penalties. And there's going to be a 10-metre penalty for dissent as well against the Storms. They're going to come out to the 25 here. Harry Grant's going to get penalised for dissent. Glebe 13 plus, Sydney University 13 plus. I'm tipping them. I'm taking Cumberland. And then tomorrow, I am going to probably take the Gold Coast Chargers. Yeah, I'll take the Chargers in that game. So first tackle, 50% completion rate for the Broncos right now. 50% completion rate for the Brisbane Broncos in this first 15 minutes. Yikes, man. Ben Hunt off to Corey Jensen. And Jensen's going to be at the 38. Can someone show something in this game at the moment? Paddy Carrigan at the back now to Ben Hunt. Ezra Mam gets away from a tackle, but it would have been an obstruction if he kept going, so he'll be taken down to the 30. We'll get to see the difference between the Storm and the Panthers by how the Storm perform against the Broncos. Sort of. Not really, but sort of. Like, yeah, you can take that and use that as a discussion point. Ezra Mam, fit tackle. That was absolutely... At least they've completed the set, but that was idiotic from Ezra Mam on fit tackle. Storm have started badly in all their games so far. Good point. Against the Eels, they were down 4-0. Not against the Dragons. I think they scored the first 2 tries there, didn't they? Or was it the Dragons that scored the first 2 tries? I'm going to quickly have a look. I know the Dragons led like 60 minutes in and then got completely tanked in the last 20, 30 minutes. Yeah, the last 20 minutes. Oh, good run there from Sualawi Farlongo. Gets the ball to the 40. Dragons... Oh, no, Storm scored the first 2 tries. Yeah, so not the Storm-Dragons game. Jerome Hughes at the back too. Joe Chan, and Joe Chan 4 tackle at the 40. This is a good set here from Melbourne. This is a good set. Harry Grant, Kami Kamitha, and Kami Kamitha will be 30 metres away. Been quite a few penalties of dissent I've been seeing. Keep you cool, people. Yeah, there has been. Jerome Hughes, he'll get it out to Cameron Munster. Munster to Farlongo. What's he going to create? They go quickly over the sideline. Goes the pass from Moses Leo, and it's going to be Broncos ball at the 15. Could you imagine this generation using leather balls? Poor skills and poor respect for the ball, not good enough for so-called elite players. Using leather ball, that would be just awful to watch in today's game. That'd be awful to watch. Another mistake there from Melbourne. Now the Broncos will get the ball here at the 20 on first tackle. Plenty of mistakes so far. So yeah, the Storm did perform the better in the first 18 minutes there before Tui Pelatu scored for the Dragons. And now they'll get this ball to the 35 on third tackle. Still waiting for our first try in this game, considering how the Broncos went last week when it was 40-32 to the Eels, and how the Storm have played in the game against the Dragons 46-20 and 52-4 against the Eels. The Broncos have also given up 26 points to nil the Panthers. How has there not been a single point in this game so far? Ben Hunt, they pass it across to Jordan Ricky, who'll kick that ball in the full. What are the Broncos doing? Why are you passing the ball to Jordan Ricky to kick the ball on fifth? What? So now the Melbourne Storm are going to get the ball at their own 40. This has been a horrific start of this game, man. This has been a horrific start of this game. Leather balls and using sand for conversions. What a time. Yeah, great time. Great time for Jay Hayes. That was his peak years. Second tackle here at the 45. NC says they did score first 2 versus Dragons, but didn't look great. It didn't, but like, that's going to be a knock on it from Melbourne. Oh my gosh. Oh, guys, this is really poor quality football right now from both these teams. This is really poor quality football at the moment. Seb Watson says, "What the hell is this start? This game is all. What the hell is this start of this game all about? Awful. It's just awful at the moment. Both these teams are looking horrific to start this one off. It is one of those games at the moment, Jared. One of those games." Just Joshua says this game has gone incredibly faster compared to when the leather balls were around. Players today have more stamina than the players back in the day. He's trying to get a one-on-one strip here. Correct, but the errors you'd see with a leather ball nowadays would be just through the roof. 6 again for the Broncos, and Ezra Mam taken down at the 45 on first tackle. Fernandez has Falonga scored. Nobody's scored. The only person who has scored right now is someone who's not watching this game as we currently speak. Second tackle here for the Broncos. Xavier Willison at the 35. They go right to Carrigan, and Carrigan runs it to the 30, but it gets slapped back to the 33. Is it raining or something? No rain, Seb. No rain. No rain at the moment. Payne Haas. Then, great step from Dean Mariner, but it'll be taken down. Oh, it's an obstruction. Oh, dude, the quality. The quality, please, guys. Please, the quality of this game is brutal to watch. This is a slog. Knock-ons, penalties, obstructions, dissent. Ugh. Oh, boy. Penalty. Yeah, Dean Mariner, the hole was way too big there, so it makes sense that there was an obstruction, because otherwise, how is that hole so big? That's what she said. 20 minutes gone in the first half, 20 minutes to go in the first half. Hit that like button, subscribe. Don't forget, we'll be live for all 3 games tomorrow, which we start off early for the Knights versus the Warriors. Then we have the Sharkies versus the Dolphins, and the Rabbitohs taking on the Tigers. They're the 3 games. 3 interesting games. First tackle for the Storm, they get a 6 again at the 35. Another 6 set restart. So it's going to be Josh King, 28 metres away from the line on first tackle. Harry Grant and Trent Loiero onto the field for the first time this season. He'll be at the 15, second tackle. Harry Grant goes quickly out of dummy half off to Munster. Munster then gives it to Moses Leo. Leo stepping around. He's still going here, Leo. And he'll be 7 metres away from the line, third tackle. You want to see Munster really involve himself in play. Haven't seen a great deal from him so far this season. Utukamanu is 2 metres away on fourth tackle. Harry Grant, he'll get it out to Munster. Here he is, kicks that through. I don't know if that's played out. It is played out here for the Storm. So it's going to be a fresh set for Melbourne, 10 metres away on first tackle. Oh, not this Josh King nonsense again, Seb. Please don't do it to us. Please don't do it to us. Jerome Hughes off to Trent Loiero. Loiero does have an error in him too, so be careful. Harry Grant, quick little scoot off to Munster. Munster's going to step. He's going to push off of one. He's still going here. He'll then pass off to Jerome Hughes. And Hughes is probably just going to take this one down. No, he gives it off to Jack Howarth. And this attack is looking pretty putrid at the moment from Melbourne. Harry Grant to Hughes. Hughes to Munster. Here we go. They've set up a play. Storm will go down to 5. That was actually nice there from the Broncos defensively. The Storm attacked quite well just now, but the Broncos scrambled well. They are known for defending well inside their own 20, the Bronx. Out to Munster. Munster then to Harry Grant. Harry Grant at the back to Jerome Hughes. They've flicked the switch on the other side. And that is Fa'alongo with a try time. Fa'alongo follows it up, and he will get the try right next to the post. It's 4-0 with a kick to come. Fa'alongo has been unbelievable for the Storm this year. Unbelievable. If you're a fantasy user, if you're a Supercoach user, he has actually got the highest score in Supercoach so far this season. D says, question, who will score over 15.5, both or none? Type it here, please. Over 15.5 points this game? Well, the Storm definitely get it. Please type it here, please. Mate, I'm not typing shit. I will say it to you here. I'm not typing shit. That dive was beautiful. How good. Munster, Harry Grant, off to Jerome Hughes. Then a nice pass to Joe Chan. Joe Chan turns it around, flicks it off to Fa'alongo, and Fa'alongo will score right under the post. 6th try in 2 games and less than a half a footy for Fa'alongo. Yeah. Well, we've seen him and Thomas Jenkins are going for the highest try score right now, because Jenkins scored 4 tries today for the Panthers. He scored 2 tries against the Sharks and 2 tries against the Broncos. So he's on 8. Fa'alongo is currently on 6. So he's got the lead at the moment, but if he can get another 2 tries today here, Farlongo, well, then he will go equal top of the table. 17 minutes to go the first half. Not missing a little puppy, a little man right now. Not necessarily Seb, but Farlongo has been waiting to explode for years now. We've just been waiting for him to get his moment. We're waiting for him to get it, and he's bided his time out. He was receiving contracts left, right, and centre for other clubs, and said, "No, I want to stay at the Storm," even though he had no job security because Pappenhausen was their fullback. But then Pappenhausen leaves, and he gets his moment to shine, and he definitely is shining. Nate says, "I'm happy for Farlongo. He's been in the Storm system for a good while, and now he's getting his chance to shine." Exactly right. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Why is Harry Grant kicking right now? Harry Grant kicking is massive if you're a Supercoach user. That is just insane. Broncos really need Jock Madden right now. I think you need to stop talking. That's what you need to do. Yeah, if you've got Harry Grant Supercoach, you are loving that he's the conversion tagger there. So 17 minutes left in the first half, 6-0 to the Storm. It's been an absolute diabolical quality game. Diabolically not quality game. But at the very least, it's still close. It's still close. Momentum tracker slightly just has the Storm. There's been moments where the Broncos have had it themselves. So the Storm will get this ball here to the 12. Blake says, to be fair, you aren't going to give the kick into Munster. Munster might be the worst kicker to ever grace the kicking tee. Who else would you even think about? The Storm are worrying in regards to a conversion taker for the season. We'll see how Harry Grant does pan out. Oh, Nick Meaney, he might have to come off the field here. He is wobbling. He is not feeling good. God bless him. Who else can really kick here? Dead set, they don't have a kicker. So Harry Grant is their guy. Nick Meaney is usually a kicker. That's why, sorry. Oh, man, I just completely gapped. Nick Meaney is normally their kicker, but he's injured. I completely just forgot that Nick Meaney existed. So Storm, Hughes, good kick. Knocked back here for the Storm. Still fit tackle. Munster will get taken down on the 15. He will get taken down the 15. Yes, as Meaney was trying to go for that try before, he just come up worse for wear as he was trying to stick in the field of play. Mark Riddell. What does Mark Riddell have to do with anything? So first tackle for the Broncos coming out of their own 20. What does Mark Riddell have to do with anything? Wishart has kicked a few. Well, Wishart's not on the field, though. Wishart is a bench player. So I guess maybe when he comes on, he might. But at least Grant got that one. At least he got that. The Broncos will be at the 35 on third tackle. 7% score. Storm scored a lot of tries. Won't need a kicker. Well, they haven't looked great in this game. Sure, they scored a lot of tries against the Dragons team that's not expected to be good. And sure, they scored a lot of tries against an Eels team that's not expected to be great. And they're taking on the Broncos, who are currently 0-2. They've scored a lot of tries against teams that they expected to score a lot of tries in. Let's see them against the better teams. Let's see them against that Panthers team from today, because the Panthers, based off of the first 3 rounds, I'm saying currently I've got... Oh, Ezra Mem nearly scored a try there. It's a knock-on. So knock-on, so it'll be Storm ball at the 10. Right this very second, I'm saying Panthers are my premiership favourites. Right this very second. Gets someone NYC, so I can't see the game. That's why I'm going by what everyone in here has to tell me. I don't even know what you're asking. What are you asking? First tackle now for the Storm at the 13. At the 13, 14 minutes to go here of the first half. The scoreboard hasn't refreshed. Oh yeah, I'll refresh it. I don't know why that's happened, because the NRL.com app I don't think is down right now. Broncos not won a game since the grand final. They have not. They lost the World Club Challenge, and they've lost their first 2 games of the season, obviously. Farlongo, 4th tackle here at the 40. That is... Yeah, the NRL.com hasn't updated that yet. They haven't updated that, even though it's 6-0. Jerome Hughes, the 45. And they'll be fit tackle now. I nearly found the white line there as a man. Thank you, Lagan. So Harry Grant to Munster. And Munster will just put that one up high in the air. Should be a relatively easy take here for the Broncos. And they do get it through Grant Anderson, the ex-Melbourne Storm player. And he brings it out of the 20. Should I place a bet under 40.5 total points? Based off what we're seeing right now, absolutely. Absolutely based off of what we're seeing as we currently speak, but also these two teams do have the ability to attack as well. Smugger says, what's happening to the Bronco? Brendan Picura's on the field right now. They're just not clocked on, man. They're not in this season. Payne Haas is leaving at the end of this year. Adam Reynolds is injured right now, but he's also said he's retiring at the end of this year. They're just... Oh, that's going to go. That's nice passing for the Broncos. And Grant Anderson... Oh, no, he's lost the ball. Oh, they're going to call it as a penalty. They're going to say a penalty here to the Broncos. For what? Oh, a dangerous tackle on Reece Walsh. Oh, I haven't even seen Reece Walsh today. Dead set. Have not even seen Reece Walsh today. Well, you couldn't have said that was a knock-on from Munster, really. You couldn't have, but they've called a penalty anyway for the previous play. Damn, Supercoach players aren't exactly looking too crash hot in this game at the moment. Like Ben Hunt is off to at the end of the year. Oh, is he really? Is this his last year? Last contract year? Fair enough. So penalty to the Broncos, and they're going to kick this ball to the 35 on the Storm side of the field. Must have broken a nail. Alright, so the Bronx now, they're going to be at the 30. First tackle. 30 metres away. The NRL app is being just reliable as ice cream machine. Second tackle. Well, there is an attacking opportunity now. Paddy Carrigan. He'll get this ball to the 10. Show us something here, Ben Hunt and Ezra Mam. Show us something, anything. Ben Hunt. They give back to Ben Tulty. Get some direction here, man. It's just so flat from the Broncos as we speak. Out to Reece Walsh. Walsh short ball to Paddy Carrigan. Offloads it, Ben Hunt. And knock on from the Broncos. Paul says the Broncos weren't good last year either. Yeah, Paul, they won the comp, mate. They won the comp, Paul. Steve says Broncos are going to send Haas, Hunt, and Reynolds as wooden spooners. I don't think they're going to be bad enough to come wooden spoon this year, but they're on a real solid trajectory to finish really low if they keep playing like this. But again, it is only 3 rounds in. Back to Farlong. Farlong is away here. Farlong is away. This is going to be Jerome Hughes. Great work there from Josiah Katapani to make the tackle before they get away. Oh, that's a sin bin. That's a professional foul there against Katapani. Are you not even going to call it a penalty? You're not even going to call it a 6 again? That's crazy. That is a professional foul there from Katapani as he's trying to slow the play down deliberately. Crazy stuff. Far longer here at the 30, now at the 25, and it's going to be fifth tackle. Benny West says Broncos need to score at least 2 tries for their own sake, get some confidence. Well, no, they're only down 6-0 right now. Munster puts that ball up in the air. The chase is good, but the Broncos will get the ball to 15. Guys, it's only 6-0 to the Storm right now. It's not like this is 40 points to nil. It's only 6-0. Neither team has looked good here today, especially not the Broncos, but neither team has looked good here. They don't need 2 tries. They just need a try. And realistically, they're probably going to take confidence from the fact that they've kept the Storm to nil, considering they've scored 98 points for their first 2 rounds and now 104 through their first game and 2 games and a half. 30 minutes gone in the first half. 10 minutes to go of the first half. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Lagan says Broncos are back to wanting to score every play. Broncos. Yeah, valid. Valid. Paul says they weren't good at the start of the season. That's valid. They weren't good at the start of the season, and that's why I keep saying that we're only 3 rounds in and things can change dramatically, but right now they're looking really poor, and where's the shining light at the end of the tunnel? Like, where are you seeing them change their game around to be what they were last year? Payne Haas clearly doesn't have a long-term buy-in at this club. Adam Reynolds won't have a long-term buy-in. Ben Hunt won't have a long-term buy-in. Paddy Carrigan's already started suggesting that he could go elsewhere to Papua New Guinea or Perth. And that's a future captain kind of deal / captain right now. Their team is just getting all over the shop, and Reece Walsh is too hot and cold. He's very cold today. He's too hot and cold to be the one to really take them to the glory land. So where's the turnaround coming from? And Storm will be at the 40 on 4th tackle. Joe Chan to Harry Grant. He'll get it to Alec McDonald, and McDonald here, he'll be at the 50 on 5th tackle. Jerome Hughes puts that one up in the air. Warbrick, I see this chase. Joe Chan as well. Joe Chan knocked back into the Storm. Chan gets it across into Will Warbrick. Warbrick steps. Warbrick steps again. Back to Jerome Hughes. Hughes kicks that ball across, and that's going to be an awkward kick. Can Ezra Mann get out of the end goal? No, he will get out of the end goal. There was a Broncos player in the way there. I'm surprised I don't call an escort, but I think it's fine. I think it was fine. Okay, so get John. Appreciate you, bro, for watching the stream. Please don't make the entire chat about betting, bro. Not the entire chat about betting. Just listen to what people are saying and get involved in the conversation, whatnot, but just not every single comment has to be about gambling. So third tackle here at the 20, and the Broncos bring it out at the 25. Gary says, good morning, beautiful people. Blaze, good to see you again, mate. Just back from the site. What have I missed aside from try and conversion? This game, you've missed nothing. 40-20! Oh, beautiful kick from Broncos, Reece Walsh. Well, let's see if you can change this momentum around right now. Let's see if you can change and get a little bit of something going here for the Brisbane Broncos off of that. Yeah, Reece Walsh has done absolutely nothing so far and then kicks that 40-20. That's beautiful. You missed an absolute shellacking. An absolute shellacking from the Panthers to the Roosters before, Gary. Panthers won 40-4 and killed him. In this game, it's been really lacking quality. You haven't missed anything, and you're lucky. You just got to see probably the most exciting part of the game with the Reece Walsh 40-20. So 15 metres away, and Payne Haas with 8 minutes to go here the first half. Ben Hunt, Ezra Mann gets something going. Corey Pakes gives it to Ben Talty, and Talty is 10 metres away. And 6 again here. 6 again. All right, I warned you. We'll see in a bit. So it's going to be Jordan Ricky, 5 metres away from the line on first tackle. Yes, change momentum for the sake of our sanity, please. Walsh will just show us something here, Broncos. Ben Hunt to Ezra Mam. Ezra Mam underneath to Dean Mariner. Good run, Dean Mariner. 4 metres, 3 metres away from the line. Second tackle. Second tackle. Corey Pakes off to Paddy Carrigan. Carrigan at the back of Ben Hunt. Ben Hunt gets it away over the top. Katoni Staggs knock on. Staggs has been awful today, bro. Staggs has been awful today, man. Awful today. He has made so many knock-ons. Oh, boy. This has been so bad in this first half from the Brisbane Broncos. Staggs should have caught that. It wasn't a great pass. Staggs should have caught that. He was thinking about the try rather than thinking about grabbing the ball. You've got to grab the ball before you think about scoring the try, man. Ref trying his best to keep the Broncos in the game. Seb says, the Storm aren't doing enough at the moment. The Broncos are just looking horrific. The Broncos should take at least some positives out of the fact the Storm have only got 6 points to show for this first half. But it's just been such an underwhelming performance here from both sides, especially Bronx. But at least with the Broncos, we've kind of known it from their first 2 rounds, whilst the Storm have shown a lot of attack in their first 2 rounds. Jack Howarth, he'll bring it to the 40 on third tackle, 6 minutes to go. Can still get a double or a hat-trick? Maybe. Maybe. I know just as much as you do about that. 4 tackle now for the Storm at the 48. Staggs doing Staggs things. He's either unbelievable or he's completely missing. Harry Grant with a quick little kick from dummy half. It was 40, inside the 40 there, so it would have been 40-20 if it went out, but he kicked it inside the end goal. Katapani gets away from 1. And gets smacked down to the 5. Good work there from Cameron Munster and Cooper Clark to make the tackle 5 metres out. Yeah, I'm still in Vietnam, Gary, but I'll be in Thailand on Tuesday. Curtains haven't changed. I'm assuming you are. Yeah, I'm in Vietnam until Tuesday, and then I'm in the old Bangkok on Tuesday. Third tackle on the Broncos are only at their 10. Corey Pakes to Dean Mariner, and Dean Mariner is going to be 15 metres away. 4. He's lost the ball. Oh, for gosh sake, Broncos. Oh my gosh, Brisbane. Third tackle at the own 10, going into 4th, and you knock the ball on. How many errors is this from Brisbane? How many errors is this now? 8 errors from the Broncos in the first half is diabolical behaviour. That is diabolical behaviour. 50... They're about to be 11 from 20 completion rate, which will be about 53%. They're about to be at a 53% completion rate. So the Storm are at the 20. Jerome Hughes to Munster. Munster's going to step it, and he'll be at the 15 on first tackle. Like I said, the Storm dominated the second half. You'd hope someone turns up in the second half. Alec McDonald is 10 metres away. Second tackle, 9 metres out. Harry Grant to Jerome Hughes. Hughes to Josh King, and that's a 6 again here for Melbourne. Gets the offload away. Su'Afa'alongo. Fa'alongo still going. He'll be 5 metres away from the line. First tackle. Chad 5 minutes. I don't think I can take another Tallis Broncos rant, but this is just atrocious. It really is. Jerome Hughes, he's got Munster. Munster here at the 15, short ball on the line to Cooper Clark. He'll be 5 metres away, second tackle. Harry Grant across to Jerome Hughes. Hughes going for himself. No, oh, look at this defense. Good scram. No. I don't know why Joe Chan came back into the middle there. They had like a 4-on-2 out in that right-hand side, but he came back inside. Harry Grant, he'll get it to Munster. Munster goes at himself, and he will be taken down to the 4-4 tackle. This is still really average attack here from Melbourne too. Harry Grant's, it's a penalty here against Reece Walsh. He's having a crack at Cameron Munster there, and Harry Grant's coming and taking exception to it. It's a penalty here, the Melbourne Storm. They might go for the 2 here, which is just going to really ramp home how bad this first half has been from both these two teams. Oh, yeah. Yep, that is a high tackle, and that's why they will be upset about it, the Melbourne Storm. I wouldn't... Oh, actually, did they take the 2? With Nick Meaney off the field, I don't know if they trust Harry Grant to get this penalty, with him being a kicker. Oh, they are going to go for the 2. Yeah, so Harry Grant is going to be going for the penalty here. This is risky considering that he's not really a kicker. This is what Walsh does, though, when it's not going his way, he does get up and at him. He does do stuff like this, man. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left here in this first half. What can't Grant do? He does everything, Blake. He does everything. Crowd getting ripped off. F the 2. Well, the 2 makes sense here, man. You go up 8-0. You know, it's just disappointing how this game has been really boring and really bland and a lot of errors and really ill-disciplined. It's not... No one's getting ripped off. This is the right decision to take the 2 here. It's just risky considering that Harry Grant's not an actual goal kicker. But he will get it as clean as you like, right over the black dots. So it is 8-0 to the Storm with 2 minutes to go the first half. Yeah, the 2 points is the right decision there. What's your opinion on this rapid drop in form? Is it unmotivated players? Yeah, I don't think they're bought into the club right now. I don't think, as we currently speak, that they're bought into the club. Broncos next 5 is the Dolphins at home, Titans away, Cowboys at home, Tigers away, and the Bulldogs at home. So they play the 3 Queensland teams over the next 3 weeks, and all 4 Queensland teams have looked awful so far. So it's not looking like massive matchups. Reha says Walsh should have went to Union. I don't know. I think he had a pretty good year last year. Full-time story says Walsh is like Samson. Ever since he cut his hair, he lost all his power. I think you made that joke last week. Well, the 2 is highly underrated. Yeah, Nath, you love it, don't you? That's a high tackle against the Broncos. Oh, my God. Bro, I can't make the stream exciting for you when both these teams are as ill-disciplined and as error-filled as this game is showing. Like, how am I meant to commentate and make this game exciting when this is the dribble that's being put on offer right now? You know, Panthers game, it was a blowout 40 points to 4 to the Panthers over the Roosters, but it was still exciting. You know, it was still really fun to watch. This is a close game, but it's just full of absolutely poor play from both these two teams, especially the Broncos. Harry Grant to Cooper Clark, and he'll get this ball to the 40 on second tackle. It's a schmozzle fest. Absolute schmozzle fest here, Nath. Olivia says, I want to go home. I'm very glad. Oh, come on, Munster. Great run here. Great run here. Storm. 14 metres away from the line. Third tackle. 26 seconds left in the first half. Munster. He's at the 10. He gets it across into Harry Grant. Harry Grant off to Loiero. Jerome Hughes. Farlongo. Will Warbrick has to step back inside. 10 metres away. 13 seconds. This is probably the last play here of the first half. The last play here of the first half here, Melbourne. Jerome Hughes. He's going to get the ball. Jerome Hughes still going against the off-white. Away! Try time! Joe Chan. Try time. I called him as a try scorer too in the pre-game. Oh, Craig Bellamy is fuming right now. Craig Bellamy is fuming. They've just scored a try, but I can understand it from his perspective that he'd be pissed off with this Storm performance overall at the moment. It's 12-0 with a key to come. Joe Chan, he gets a try. Well, guys, I did call him as a try scorer in this game. I did go with him as a try scorer, and he gets over the line. So 12-0 with a kick to come, and he's had a great start of the year, Joe Chan. It's about to be 14-0. You would assume Harry Grant should get this kick. And the Storm, that is just weak from the Broncos. Look at the care factor. You can't tell me the Broncos care right now. You know, and people will always say, oh, look, they do care. You know, at the end of the day, they are still out there playing. Look at what we've just seen there. You can't tell me Scott Drinkwater defended the Cowboys last week against the Tigers and cared. You can't tell me that, no way. And you can't tell me in this game here that the Broncos are showing any care factor. It's just so lethargic. You cannot tell me that this team cares at the moment. Hard to believe these two teams were last year's grand finalists. Well, I can believe it with the Storm. At the end of the day, the Melbourne Storm are going to be, if they win this game, 3-0 to start the season. It's hard to believe the team that won the grand final is very close to going 3-0 and have looked absolutely awful in this game. Yeah, look. Oh, Craig Bellamy wasn't livid. He was actually laughing. Probably because he's laughing at the fact that this has been so shit, and yet they're still going to be up 14-0. So far, the Panthers are better using the Broncos as a metric. That's just not how it works, though. You can use it as a conversation, but you don't just say that the Panthers are now better because they beat the Broncos 26-0 and the Storm are about to be up 14-0. Like, that's not how it works. It's a read, but that doesn't mean that means that the Panthers are a better team. That doesn't even make sense. There's a whole different... There's so many factors that go into what makes... Anyway, I know you're a Panthers fan, and I know you are, so I understand what you're doing. But with that being said, Storm 14-0 up here. It's not been a fantastic performance, but at the end of the day, they are up 14-0. This Broncos team is just really poor, man. Really, really poor. It's I don't even know how to explain it. I don't even know how to explain why they're as poor as they are. But right now, they are looking as the most disappointing team in the league, as we currently speak, and that's inclusive of the Cowboys, the Titans, and Manly, as we speak. It's just been so poor. But yet, it's only 2.5 games in. There's still a second half to come here. They're only down by 14 points to 0. Maybe show what you did last year, but there's just no positives. There's just no positives at the moment for the Broncos. Let's go through the stats here at half time. Obviously, guys, hit that like button and subscribe, but there's just no positives here. So the Storm, their tries, Su'Alauvi Fa'alogo and Joe Chan with 2 conversions for Harry Grant, a penalty goal for Harry Grant. The possession is 57% for the Storm and 43% there for the Broncos. And then time of possession is 16 minutes and 21 seconds for the Storm, 13 minutes and 3 seconds there for the Broncos. So at least we've seen 29.5 minutes of gameplay, which is really good to see that amount of ball play. But the possession is well in advantage of the Storm there. Completion rate makes you sick. So 80% is the mark you need to be hitting. 88% is what the Storm are at with 22 from 25. That's really good. You know, you're not complaining with a completion rate of 88%. That is fantastic stuff for the Storm. But the Broncos are at 55%. You know, 11 from 20. If they go and have 2 more incomplete sets, they will be dead set 50% on a completion rate. We are halfway through this game. 80% is the marker. Their completion rate is 55%. That is diabolical. 11 from 20. That is ridiculous. The Storm with 117 runs for 1,018 run meters. They are about 150 meters behind the run meters to run count. About 150 meters behind that. You would like to see them get to that 10 meters an average per run, but at the end of the day, that's not a bad number at all. You know, they're making good numbers there. And the Broncos, they're at 85 for 725 meters. So they are 10, 20, 32 runs behind the Storm. They're 125 metres behind the 10 metres an average per run, whilst the Storm are, 150 odd. So the Broncos are doing a little bit more with the ball when they've got it, but overall, they're just making a stupid amount of errors, man. Post-contact metres is 334 for the Storm, whilst the Broncos are at 241. Probably pretty close if you even it out. If you even out the amount of runs, Broncos would be also very close run meters-wise if you even out the runs. Line breaks, though, 3-0 for the Storm. Pretty obvious. Tackle breaks is 19-16 to the Storm, so not as actually bad defensively as you would have expected there overall. But 19-16 in favour of the Storm. Average set distance, 25 and under is pathetic. Turn the stream off. 25 to 30 is underwhelming, disgusting. 30 to 35 is underwhelming. 35 to 40 is hitting the marker. 40 to 45 is great. 45 to 50 is fantastic. And 50 plus is basically perfect. Melbourne Storm at 40.74. 40.74, which is the very beginning stages of the great category. They are making a good amount of meters, a really good amount of meters every set, with 40.74, whilst the Broncos are at 36.3. So that is, at least they're hitting the marker, but it's low to mid-end. It's just really, really okay stuff right now from the Broncos in a lot of capacities. Average play the ball speed, 3.19 and below is extremely fast, 3.2 to 3.39 is fast, 3.4 to 3.59 is average, 3.6 to 3.79 is slow, and 3.8 and above is extremely slow. The Melbourne Storm are at 3.5 seconds, so that's average. Broncos 3.41 seconds, that's average. 0.09 seconds separates them, but they're both in the same category. Offload 7-1 to the Storm, so they're killing them in that department. Kick defusal is currently 50-50. And then you got 50% each, is what I should say, 50-50. And then the kick defusal is 50% here. I've already read that, sorry. The 40-20, 1-0 to the Brisbane Broncos. Reece Walsh at least did one thing right in this first half. Didn't do absolutely anything outside of that besides give away that penalty late on. But that's the only thing he's really done. Effective tackle percentage on a individual tackling level is really good here for the Storm. So 85% and below is just disgusting. 85% to 88% is underwhelming. 88% to 90% is hitting the marker, and 90% above is basically perfect. The Storm are at 90.61%, so very, very good, basically perfect. 164 tackles made for 16 missed tackles and 1 ineffective. 15 to 17 missed tackles is the average. They're bang smack in the middle of that. And the ineffective tackles of 1, 5 to 7 is the average. They're 4 underneath that. That's a very good number for ineffective tackles. Only 1 is amazing. So that's 17 bad tackles across the first half. 164 tackles made. That's very good stuff there from the Storm. Want to limit the missed tackles, but overall it's not too bad. Broncos, also not absolutely horrific. 87.17% is still underwhelming. It's not quite at the 88%, but tackles made is 197. They are at 197 for 19 missed tackles and 10 ineffective tackles. So the 19 is 2 above the average of 15 and 17, and the ineffective tackles is 10, which the average is 5 to 7, so 3 above that. So 29 bad tackles to 17 so far in favour of the Broncos making the more bad tackles. And they've made 33 more tackles in general. So 2.8 or so, 2.8, nearly 3%. Is the separator between these two teams. 2.5, 2.8, whatever. That is the separator between these two teams right now. Storm have shown better defense just overall, and that's obvious. It's a nil scoreline right now whilst the Broncos are getting up 14. Errors-wise, this is where the Broncos just have made us have this kind of mentality right now where we're just sitting here thinking this is a slog. So 3 and under is really good, 4 to 6 is average, 7 and above is awful. Errors 4 for the Storm is average. It's on the lower end of average too, so it's not too bad, but it's still a decent amount of errors. Broncos are at 8. 7 is the beginning of the awful category. They're at 8. That's how bad this is. They're currently on trajectory to hit 16 errors in this game, which is really poor. That is just not something that you want to see whatsoever, and shows you quite clearly with where the Broncos are at as we currently speak. The penalties conceded 4-3 against the Broncos. They've been ill-disciplined too, and the Storm are creeping up there. The ruck infringements, Broncos very ill-disciplined with 6 ruck infringements, whilst the Storm with 4, and then on reports is 1-0 against the Broncos. These stats won't beat the allegations, Broncos, that you are just simply not looking like the team you were last year in the second half. You are looking like the team you were in the first half, so we need you to just find that rhythm at some point and turn it all around. You're going to have to just rely that it does all turn around at some point, but right this very second, it's not looking good. It's not looking fantastic. Damon says, just don't understand how that last try is not an obstruction, to be honest. Takes out a defender that would have been able to wrap Hughes and stop the offload. I'd love to go back and have a look at it. Off my top of my, I can't remember specifically the impact. I can remember the try, but I can't remember seeing what you've said is there. So I'd have to see that again, to be fair, before I could have a thought process on it. Olivia says, we can't catch a break, let alone catch a ball or hold on to it. Well, please don't blame the referee if you're saying can't catch a break in that regards, because the Broncos have been ill-disciplined and the Broncos have been really, really poor in regards to any form of disciplinary action. And the knock-ons have just been, diabolical from the Brisbane Broncos, and they just have been really, really poor. They've shown no attack. They've shown some form of defense. The Storm haven't looked good either, though. Like, the Storm haven't looked great here at all, but they're still getting the job done at 14-0 up. So, yeah, it's been a bit of a shithousery of a game here for the Broncos. But the only reason I replied to you about that with the can't catch a break is because that kind of leans into the referee's kind of screwing us. And I don't believe the referee is screwing you. I just feel like the Broncos are screwing themselves, really. Well, for the sake of the game, I hope it picks up in the second half. You travelled all the way to Melbourne. That alone is terrible enough. Yeah, no, I know that feeling. I've travelled there many times to watch my team get pumped. I don't think I ever watched my team win in Melbourne. I don't think I ever did. Oh, no, I did. Back in like 2011. I'm going to go quickly have a look at this, and then I'm going to run off to the bathroom here at halftime. I think maybe back in 2011, I got to watch the Titans win in Melbourne when I went down there. It was early on in the season. Oh, maybe it wasn't 2011. No, it definitely wasn't 2011. We lost 40-12. I think that was the year that Kevin Gordon got injured with his ACL, which kind of ruined his career. Oh, there was definitely a game in Melbourne that I went down to and I saw us win, which we just never have usually won down there. Obviously, most teams don't go and win down there. Maybe it was like 2013, maybe? Shit, I don't know. I remember 2010 we beat them at Seabass or Skill Park at the time. Oh, that's right. That was brutal. The final round of the 2013 season, we needed to win to potentially make the finals, and we lost by 1 point against the Storm in the last round of the season. Anyway, I can't be bothered going back through that absolute diabolical history, but I remember being there for one game for a win. That was fun. Guys, I'm going to quickly run off to the bathroom here at halftime. Hit that like button and subscribe. I'll be back in just a few moments. Alright! Alright. We are back. Still waiting for the second half to get going. However, still waiting for the second half. Sean says 27 likes. Hit the button. Yeah, come on. Smack the like button. Smack the like button. Bump it up. That's what I mean with screwing ourselves. Yeah, for sure. Olivia, it's really disappointing to watch for the Broncos. It is. Obviously, I took the Storm, and most people did, but they haven't looked good really at all. But what should scare you right now, I hate to scare you, Olivia, but what should scare you is that the Storm didn't look great, as we were talking about before, for large parts of the first 60 minutes of the game against the Dragons. And then in that last 20 minutes of that game, they just took them to the cleaners. They took them to the cleaners and scored like 26 points in the last 20 minutes. What was it? The Dragons were leading at the 60-minute mark. Then Farlongo scored again. Hughes scored. Farlongo scored again. And Mosleo. They scored 5 tries in that last 20 minutes. They'd scored 4, 8, 12. They'd scored 16 points in the first half. The Dragons, they scored 4, 8, 12. It was 16-14 to the Storm at half time, but then the Dragons scored to take the lead. They were up 20-16 until the 60th minute, and then it finished 46-20. So they scored 30 points in the final 20 minutes against the Dragons last week. 30 points in the final 20 minutes. So that should scare you. That should. Gary says, coconut coffee will make you run to the loo, mate. Wash those hands. Don't tell me what to do. Michael says, we hate the Broncos page going off. Yeah, I'm sure it would be, mate. I'm sure it would be. I'll check it out after the stream finishes. I'm actually heading out tonight here in Ho Chi Minh for a big night with some friends, which will be good. But I will check it out after this stream finishes, and I'll go see how that group is looking, because I know that they will be absolutely flying. I want to have a look at some Supercoach scores. I don't think the guys I have done too well here. Munster might be on probably about 30 or 40 or so, but outside of that, Ben Hunt on 13, yikes. Tony Staggs on 15, yikes. Munster 31. I decided to play Ben Hunt instead of Reece Robson. Robson got 63, Ben Hunt on 13. I need Ben Hunt to turn up in the second half. At least got 95 for Huddy Young and 70 as captain for Cleary. Would have liked a lot more than that, though. Damn, it's all falling apart here. All falling apart here for the old BKR and his Supercoach draft team. The Broncos, they're coming out onto the field. They are coming out onto the field right now. Let's see if they can put on a better performance in the second half than what we saw in the first one. Big night, son. But we'll be here live and early tomorrow for the first game, which is the Knights versus the Warriors. Knights versus the Warriors. We'll see how that one gets on. Shades of 2024 Broncos. Shades of 2020 Broncos, Lorenzo. This very second looks worse than 2024. The Broncos to start this season have definitely looked shades of 2020 rather than 24. But this is super early. Fox Tri Predictor has the Storm at 63%, 37% for the Broncos. Whatever. 2020 Broncos, I thought we would get a team that could defend their premiership. I had them for 5th, yeah. Yeah, I did. I had them for 5th. I had them for a little bit of a drop, but overall I did have them for 5th. Seb Watson says, Staggs should be minus points. How should he's been? I'm surprised that he's not minus points, to be honest with you. I am surprised. Because he has not been good here today, Tony Staggs. He just simply hasn't been great. So I'm surprised that he is on over 10 points. I am surprised. But, come on. Hopefully the Broncos can score first here and at least make it an exciting game for this second half. Make it an exciting game. We're literally referring to the spoon year of 2020. That's why we keep saying that it's showing signs of 2020 in a lot of ways. But again, way too early to make that kind of prediction. So 14-0 to the Storm. I'm pretty certain they received the ball. I think they received the ball first. I can't remember. Get Deeses, let's win here. Okay, who's winning? What do you mean, let's win here? Who are you a Broncos fan or? Oh, he's talking about gambling again. John, brother, love your work. Appreciate you for tuning in. Not everything has to be every comment about gambling, my man. Not every single comment, man, please. So the Broncos are going to be at the 13, and it's going to be Brendan Piakura brings it out here to the 20 on second tackle. So I thought you were actually saying that one of your teams is playing right now, but it was about gambling again. Third tackle now at the 35. 39 minutes to go here in the game, and that's a penalty to the Broncos who start off great. So under 25.5. Under 25.5 in this game? I reckon there's more than 25.5 points in this game. Sorry, I just picked up on what you said. You're saying that there's only going to be less than 12 points in this game? Less than 12 points for the next 40 minutes? Under 25.5 across the game? Surely not. Surely we'll see 2 converted tries in the second half. Then again, the first half didn't show a great deal of light for that, but again, the Storm scored 30 unanswered points in the final 20 minutes of last week against the Dragons, and that was just in 20 minutes. Home team always receives first. No, they have the toss. You flip the coin. So the Broncos are the ones at the 20 right now on first tackle. They give it out to Ben Hunt, and then Ben Hunt to Piakura, and Piakura is going to be at the 12 on second tackle. Who said to put under 25.5? Did someone give you... Oh, that's a penalty to the Broncos. 11 metres out. I have a lot of confidence this goes over 25.5. Man, what? The Broncos gave up 40 points last week to the Eels and scored 32 points of their own. The Storm last week scored 46 points. The week beforehand, it scored 52 points. And their defense is solid against the Eels, but against the Dragons, not so much. What? Reece Walsh, right-hand side, and the Broncos are going to score a try. Well, good luck with going under that 25.5. That is a try for Jordan Ruggie, and it's 14-4 with a kick to come. Game back on, baby. Come on. Yeah, gee whiz, first time watching. Yeah, you flip the coin. 14-4 with a kick to come. It is 18 points. About to be 20 points in the game. I don't know how you saw a world this was going under the 25.5. Also, if you double that, it goes to 28. I don't know what world we're living in right now. But Broncos score. Jordan Ruggie. And Reece Walsh will get the try assist there for Jordan Ruggie as well. Who's kicking their conversions? Oh, will it be Stat? Or Does Staggs kick? Is it Staggs who kicks? Because Adam Reynolds isn't there. Is it Staggs? It's not. Or is it Walsh? Shit, I can't even remember. I actually can't. It might be actually Reece Walsh. It is Reece Walsh, isn't it? I actually can't remember. I'm gapping right now on who's their second in charge to take the kick. There is an entire chance this game still goes over 40.5 as well. Again, the Storm scored 30 points in the last 20 minutes of last week's game. Scored a bucket load of points against the Eels in the second half. Broncos, a lot of points. Yeah, Reece Walsh is kicking. Broncos conceded a lot of points in the... They got 14 points in the second half of the Panthers game as well, alone. And Reece Walsh will get the conversion. So it's 14 points to 6 with 36 minutes to go here of the game. It's Reece, yeah. All right, well, at least they've got off to a good start. Storm did concede first of the second half last week as well. Walsh is real hit or miss. Absolute real hit or miss. When he's on, I will say with chest that I believe that his last year in the second half of the season, especially with the Clive Churchill and especially winning the premiership, I think that it is on par. It is on par with Tedesco 2019, Ben Barber 2000, and Tedesco doesn't even get the raps for that. But Ben Barber 2012, 2009 Chad Hayne, and 2021 Tom Twovic. Alrighty, so the Broncos, they're going to be at the 15 on first tackle. And Ben Talty, he rolls it back to Corey Pakes, and Pia Kura will bring this ball to the 25. Well, is this signs of what we saw from the Broncos last year in regards to their first halves being pathetic and the second half actually being fun to watch? Because they are showing a little bit more enthusiasm in this. I meant kicking-wise, but yeah, you're right with his general game too. I'm definitely right with his general game. Kicking-wise, yeah, sure. And just overall as a player, when he's on, he's on. When he's off, you get him off the field. And that's different to some players. Like when they're on, they're very good. When they're off, they're still at least competing at a decent level. But Walsh, he's just so hit or miss. Sean says, thank you very much, mods. So it's going to be Storm now who bring this ball to the 25 on second tackle. 35 minutes left here. They just look lethargic overall here, the Storm. That's why they did get the win in the first half 14-0, but they just did look lethargic overall. That's why it was so even more so disappointing for the Broncos. Broncos are certainly doing better by scoring a try this game than what they did in round one. Yeah, at least they're doing better there, but the Panthers just look so dominant, dude. Gary says, Walsh is a quality player, but what makes it a great player is being quality most of the time. He just picks his moments, man. He picks his moments to be incredible. That's why I just needed to see him to continue on with it. People saying, like, Broncos fans are trying to wank on as if he was one of the greatest fullbacks of all time based off last year. And it's like it was an incredible second half of the season last year, but consistently wise, I'm not even putting him anywhere close to it. Top 20 right now. Nowhere even close. You know, yeah, the amount of amazing fullbacks over the years, and they were trying to put him in the greatest fullback of all time category. And so we got guys like Billy Slater, you got James Tedesco, who definitely should be up in those conversations. You know, you got Brett Stewart was fantastic. There was just so many that you go over the years and just say, Reece Walsh isn't even in that conversation. Kind of is where the Titans are still trying to figure out where they're from, mate. They don't know what their name is. If you think that's like an insult, like I'm going to get upset, mate, I'll tell you the Titans are absolutely dog shit. But also, are you just getting upset right now because we're criticising the Broncos? If you've watched that first half of the Broncos and you've thought that was impressive, well, then you're just an idiot. The Broncos have been much better in the second half. It just shows how stupid you are if you think that the Broncos were good in the first half and that's why you're upset. Because, yeah, I'll be the first person to say, the Titans are shit-outs, mate. It doesn't mean I won't stop supporting my team, but... So it'll be Storm now at the 50 on second tackle. Oh, is that the guy... Oh, I'm Storm. Well, with an S as well? No, you're not. We're going to hide you, though, because I just remembered who you were, so we'll hide you. Go and create another fake account for me, pretty boy. Third tackle at the 40. Harry Grant goes out to the left-hand side to Cameron Munster. And they'll be at the 35. Fourth tackle. I can't believe it. Like, what are you doing with your life where your whole life revolves around being a troll on a channel? Dead set. Like, I genuinely do feel sorry for you, bro. Joe Chan is going to be at the 15. He's going to be at the 10. He kicks his ball through for himself, but it's going to go out for a 7-tackle setting for the Broncos. They're going to check this and say that he may have been taken out here. It's not going to be a penalty try, but there would be a potential bin here if he has been taken out. They're going to check it. Imagine your whole life being revolved around creating fake accounts to go and troll YouTube channels. Like, that's it, man. I really hope that you find something in your life that you can be passionate about, because I do genuinely feel sorry for people like you, eh? Like, you're here for every stream, bro. Dead set. So I think they're just going to call this as a 7-tackle set. And it'll be a great result for the Broncos here. They're very happy with that. I don't think Joe Chan should have been kicking that. He should have just been taking that down on 4 tackle. Kind of disappeared quicker than my hairline. Yeah, I just hit him from the channel. He'll go create another fake account like a good little boy, though. So first tackle now for the Broncos. They're going to be at the 35. First tackle. Getting a route might help. Send him to Thailand, Sean. We'll get Kynan to Thailand so he can actually get a route for once. That'd be a good thing for him. Ben Hunt off to Jordan Riggy, and he'll be at the 40 on second tackle. Email inbox always busy, I see. King of emailers is actually in this chat. He thinks we don't know. The tackle here at the 50, and Corey Pakes off to Ezra Mam. Ezra Mam underneath to Payne Haas, and Payne Haas is going to be at the 44 on 4 tackle. 4 tackle. Corey Pakes off to Reece Walsh. Walsh then to Piakura, and Piakura is going to be at the 30 on 5th tackle. Good set here for the Broncos. They've definitely been the better team in the second half so far. Reece Walsh will put that ball up. It's a good kick in a good area. Good pressure. Ball bounces awkwardly. And the Storm are going to have to awkwardly put that ball down to the in goal. It's going to be a dropout coming up from Melbourne to the Broncos. Line dropout. This has been a good start for Brisbane. At least they're making the game exciting. At least it's getting a little bit exciting here. I think the Storm are challenging something here. What are they challenging? Unless they're saying that Dean Mariner clips this ball as it's up in the air and then goes forward. I think that's what they're challenging here. Yeah, Harry Grant has challenged this. Well, it's definitely not backwards if he touches it. Yeah, Coach said the same thing. So he's taking a swipe at it, Dean Mariner. Oh, it does hit the right arm of Dean Mariner there. Yeah, this is going to be potentially interference. Well, you can't call the interference on Stewart, but then say the previous game of the Daniel Tupou one wasn't interference on Brian To'o. You can't tell me that Stewart gets done here when Tupou didn't. What? So he goes up. Will's in front of him and it hits Will, they're saying. That's right. Based on the live decision, they're going to say that this is going to be an on-field decision. I disagree with that. Will Warbrick is in front of him and it's hit Will Warbrick. So I don't know how that could have been possibly backwards there. I just don't agree with that. Like, at the end of the day, how can you say that ball goes backwards? Oh, challenges remaining 1-1 Roosters Rabbitohs, is it? Thank you, broadcast. Challenges remaining 1-1 between the Roosters and the Rabbitohs. Both teams have lost their challenges in this. Oh, well, no. The Storm are going to get this ball here. Ball don't lie. Ball don't lie. They shouldn't have been done over there. It should have been a knock-on against the Broncos, and the Storm will get the ball at 10. Ball don't lie. I can't remember what I was saying now. But anyway, Storm still have a challenge. The Broncos don't. I don't know, that hit his arm, right? Yeah, no, it hit him. They said that it went backwards. But the ball don't lie. So the Storm will get the ball to 10. And it's going to be Will Warbrick who'll bring this ball now to the 16 on first tackle. 30 minutes to go of the game, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe. At least the Broncos are making a game out of this now. And the Storm will bring it out here to the 25 on second tackle. They will roll it back to Harry Grant. Close with 6 again, but they don't call it. And Utu Kamanu to the 30. At least the whistle has been out of the referee's mouth in the second half so far. Both teams have been quite disciplined. Oh, boy, that's a big hit. Luckily goes backwards for the Storm and Jerome Hughes. He steps, he's going. So Jerome Hughes away here. I'm having a hiccup as I was trying to commentate that. 4 tackle for the Storm at the 45. Jack Howarth, that was a pretty poor play. He'll only get to the 50 now on 5th tackle. Ruined all the momentum from that Jerome Hughes run just now. Trent Loiero got absolutely whacked by Pat Carrigan, but luckily he was able to let it go backwards. Munster now. He'll put that ball down to the 25. Walsh will luckily grab it. That was awkward for him, though. Be first over the Broncos. Good take there. That was an awkward take, but he got it. And now Josiah Katapani is going to bring it out to the 28 on second tackle. It's still only 8 points. It's only 8 points, but just watch that last 20 minutes of the Storm. Katoni Staggs nearly gets away, but good work there from Leo. That's a penalty for mine. Well, it's 6 again, sorry, because it's outside of the 20. So 6 again here for the Broncos. First tackle at the 38. And they're going quickly here. Definitely playing a much better brand of footy. Second tackle at the 45. Storm have got to work themselves back into this game. Payne Haas out to Ezra Mam. Then to Reece Walsh. Quick passing. Dean Mariner. Dean Mariner is at the 40. At the 35. At the 30. Good run. Third tackle. Walsh holding his hamstring cramp. He looks like he's running finally just now. Ezra Mam. He runs his ball to the line of the 22 on fourth tackle. Ben Hunt. Get it in. Corey Paix off to Carrigan. Carrigan at the back now to Ben Hunt. Ben Hunt, quick pass to Walsh. Walsh, quick pass over to Tony Staggs. No, it's Grant Anderson, and Anderson's going to be 13 metres away. Ben Hunt, quick scoot off to Staggs. Then he gives it off to Jordan Ricky with another try. The Broncos are well back in this game. Well back in this game. Jordan Ricky will score, and it's 14 points to 10 with a kick to come. The Brisbane Broncos, Jordan Ricky doesn't usually score tries, and he's gone and scored 2 tries today. And the Storm are asleep at the wheel. Good play here from Ben Hunt to Katoni Staggs, and then Katoni Staggs with a really nice hold and pass to Jordan Ricky out on the wing. And 14-10, kick to come. We have got a game here. We have got a game here, folks. Grant Anderson. I can't believe Jordan Ricky's gone short side there. That's worked out an absolute treat. Well, I'll tell you that for my Supercoach points at Katoni Staggs. I'll say that. Yeah, at least you got something to cheer about for the Broncos. And if you Storm, you're like, well, what's happening right now? What is happening as we speak? Storm have just not been able to get any consistent possession here in this second half. Oh, wait, was it Jordan Ricky scored the first try, or was it Joe Chan who scored the first try? I don't actually. Maybe it might have been Joe Chan, not Jordan Ricky with the first try. My bad. No, that's Jordan Ricky with both these tries. Yeah, it was Jordan Ricky both tries in the second half. Oh yeah, of course. Joe Chan was the try scorer of the Storm. Sorry, I'm all over the shop. My brain's not working. No way someone had Ricky for double right. Probably someone would have. Olivia says, Bellyache's still giggling now. Olivia, do you realise that Bellyache was giggling because the Broncos and the Storm both played so bad in the first half, but the Storm was still leading 14-0? He was giggling because he knew that they didn't deserve as strong of a lead as they did. He knew that the Storm weren't good enough, but yet they were still leading by 14 points to 0. He wasn't laughing at the expense of the Broncos. He was laughing because he's like, how the hell is this even possible from what the first half showed? Well done with under 25 points, champ. You just cost old mate money. Josh, not joking or talking shit. Yeah, the under 25 was never ever happening in any world. It was never ever happening. So 14 points to 12 to the Melbourne Storm with 27 minutes to go here of the game. Never ever going. Like under 25 and a half, that is even the Storm, the Bulldogs and the Raiders game last night. It was in torrential conditions. You know, the Bulldogs are an extremely defensive team. There was still, 18-14 in the end or something like that? 18-14, which is still 32 points. How does the 0.5 work? Well, why are you giving betting advice to people if you don't even know what 0.5 means? 0.5 is like they need to score 26 points. 25 and a half, it needs to score over 26 points in the game. Why are you giving betting advice if you don't know the simple thing of 0.5? Third tackle here at the 30. 14-10. Oh, that actually did go under, so well done, Mitchell. So that proves the point there. There you go. Well, there's a game that went under. I thought it was 18-14. Ezra Mam out to Brendan Piakura, and Piakura at the 45. It's a 2-point game. He gets the offload away to Josiah Katapani. And a bit at the 40. Fit tackle now for the Broncos. And they'll kick this ball. I don't know how you're struggling to understand the concept of 25.5, man. No, it's not 26 points. It's 25.5. 26 points is then... I don't understand. I understand the concept. Jerome Hughes gets away from a couple of tackles, and they're going to be at the 20 on second tackle now. Reece Walsh is jogging a little bit weirdly at the moment, but I think he's all right. I think he is all right. Now, fourth tackle, and they're going to get this ball to the 35, 25 minutes to go here of the game. 14 points to 12. Harry Grant, quick pass to Farlongo. He's trying to get back into the game. He'll get away from a couple, but he'll get taken down at the 50. Geez, if he just had kept his arm off the ground there, he would have had a chance to get the offload away, and they would have been away. The Broncos, Reece Walsh coming in and smacked down at the 22. Good time tackle there from Tyron Wishart. Very nicely timed tackle. At least we aren't in for the dribble flex that we saw in the first half. Staggs has gone to 41 points. By the way, Seb Watson on Supercoach. Considering where he was, he's gone to 41 points. Third tackle for the Broncos at the 35. Who do you guys think wins from here? Comment in the chat. Do you think the Broncos win, or do you think the Storm find a way to hold this out? This is like a unimpressive version of what happened last year for the Broncos. Ezra Mann's away here to 40 to 35 and falls over at the 35 on fit tackle. And they're going to call penalty. Oh, it's a penalty to the Broncos. You could consider a 2 here. You probably don't. You're 35 metres away, a little bit to the left, but you could consider a 2 to make this 14 points to 14. You could consider it. They're 35 metres away. What's the penalty for, though? Oh, okay. So as he's falling over, Joe Chan has contacted around the chin. That is called a penalty. He is falling over, but at the end of the day, that is a penalty. It is what it is called consistently, that. So 68% possession of the Broncos, 32% possession of the Storm in the second half. 11 from 11 completions for the Broncos is great. 5 from 5 for the Storm. 3 penalties to the Broncos, 0 to the Storm. It's been one-way traffic in this second half, and the Broncos could find a way to take the lead right now. Corey Pakes, he's going to go to the left-hand side to Carrigan, Ezra Mam, and Ezra Mam's 15 metres away. Yeah, it's soft, but it is a penalty at the end of the day, Brighton. Don't start us on that chat, Taz, please. Please, not again. Third tackle at the 10. And Corey Pakes, he's going to go to Paddy Carrigan. Carrigan then to Ben Hunt. Ben Hunt flicks it over the top here to Grant Anderson. And Anderson will get locked down to the 10, 4 tackle. Walsh has recurring cramp, just took a shot of electrolytes. Can he last? I think he'll last the game, man. I think he'll be fine. Ben Hunt to Corey Jensen. And fit tackle 10 metres away. Take it to my grave. Yeah, you take that L to the grave, son. Fit tackle out to Reece Walsh. Kicks it through. Oh, it's going to be a dropout. It's a brilliant kick there from Reece Walsh. Tony Staggs nearly just picked that out of thin air. But it's going to be a dropout. Yeah, Sua's footwork is unbelievable, Jakester. He's so nifty. They're just not getting any ball, the Storm. They're just not getting any ball for them to do their best work. Royal Grand Majesty said, I think the Storm will win, but I'm surprised the Storm attack and being held to 14. Yeah, it has been disappointing from their perspective. But this is very much what the Broncos did last year. And Farlongo, he'll put that ball up for a short dropout, and that will go out in the full. So that is going to be Broncos ball at the 10. Too far, too hard. And Broncos ball 10 metres away. If he didn't get booed to ball there, they would have got a penalty from right in front to tie this game up at 14-14. But luckily he got there just in time. So Reece Walsh off to Paddy Carrigan. And Carrigan's 13 metres away from the line. First tackle. This would throw a spanner in the works if the Broncos can find a way over the line now. Corey Pakes off to Corey Jensen. And Jensen is 4 metres away from the line. Richie says Broncos win this game. Well, they've got a bit of work to do, but they're on the attacking line right now, only down by 2. Ezra Mam to Ben Hunt. Ben Hunt, short ball. Katoni Staggs with the try time. And the Broncos take the lead 16-14 with a kick to come. This is Dragons game last week all over again right now. The Storm fans are losing their mind in the stadium. The Broncos, they're back. They're in. It's 16-14 with a kick to come in Melbourne. What is happening right now? The collapse is real. I'm taking that from my super coach. Katoni Staggs and Ben Hunt link up there. I'll tell you that. Bing bong. Hello. Hello. Good line there from Staggs. He just runs straight on through. And 21 and a half minutes to go of the game, and it's 16-14. It's about to be 18-14 to the Broncos. Storm are the same team from last year. Well, there's still 21 minutes to go here in this game, but the Broncos, despite how awful they've looked the first 2 weeks and the first half of this game, this is just what they do. They're so awful in first halves and second halves, they just know how to come back. Don't do this to me, Melbourne. I can't believe what we're seeing from Melbourne right now, but they're just not getting any ball. Give them some ball and we probably see a little bit of a difference, but the Broncos are just rocketed back in with 3 quick tries in the first 20 minutes of this second half. This was a disappointing part of the game for the Storm last week against the Dragons, where the Dragons scored and took the lead. Well, this is exactly kind of what happened with the Dragons game. The Storm led at half-time, and then the Dragons scored to take the lead in the second half, and then with 20 minutes to go, we saw the Storm pull away, but I just don't think the Broncos are going to be as poor as we saw from the Dragons in that last 20 minutes with what we've seen in this second half so far. If it was still the first half there, right, well then sure, the Storm are going to still go and score 40 points here. But this is going to be a tough work back into this game for Melbourne when they're not getting any ball. 20 minutes to go here of the game, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe. I'm Storm. It's game. Olivia not quite now. Gary says this is clearly the Broncos' blueprint to give the opposition a false sense of security. Well, they didn't do that against the Panthers. They lost 26-0 to the Panthers at home. And then they went and lost to the Parramatta Eels 40-32. Well, I'm pretty happy and validated to have said the Broncos are going to give it a red-hot crackdown here in Melbourne tonight. I did still take the Storm 1-12, but everyone was saying Storm 13+, and I just said, I don't know. I think the Broncos will be up for a game, and they're definitely up for a game right now with 20 minutes to go. It is a 4-point lead for the Brisbane Broncos. Wow, hello. How's the game been? Just put the young fella down for the night. The first half was diabolically bad, Brenton, but the second half has turned on. It was 14-0 for Melbourne at half-time, but both teams were just so poor, especially the Broncos. They were horrific. But then in the second half, the Storm just haven't received any ball, and the Broncos have been dominating with the ball. They've been a much better team in the second half than they were in the first, that's for sure. The Storm fans talk trash, never really heard it before. Not online, but at games you get it, yeah. Not too bad, though. They're not anywhere near one of the worst fan bases for the shit talk. Third tackle for Paddy Carrigan, and they'll be 24 metres away here from their own line. Corey Paix off to Payne Haas, and Payne Haas brings it out to the 34 on fourth tackle. Oh, Olivia, by the way, Email Boy was back before. Oh, that's out in the fall from the Broncos, from Reece Walsh. Oh, that is horrific. The Storm are going to be going on the attack 25, 30 metres out. That is so bad there from Reece Walsh. They're 35 metres away from the line, and Walsh has kicked that so far out, it's landed at the MCG. That has landed the MCG. That was that bad of a kick. So the Storm are on the attack side of the boot. That was shocking. Gee whiz. That was shocking, Brighton, sorry. So first tackle for the Storm at the 30. Yeah, he was, Olivia. Yeah, he was. So Jerome Hughes, he'll go out to Cameron Munster. Munster at the 30 gives it to Farlongo. I think you've got a game to focus on right now, to Olivia, to be fair. I think you've got a game to focus on with the Storm on the attack, 30 metres away. They give it to Tyron Wishart, and Wishart, he's going to be 20 metres away from the line on third tackle. Third tackle, 20 metres out, Harry Grant. He'll go to Loiero, Jerome Hughes gets it off to... Oh, there may have been an obstruction there, but he goes down. Jack Howard, fourth tackle at the 10. Will Warbrick, he'll go to Jerome Hughes. 10 metres away, out to Harry Grant. What magic? Munster. Can we get some magic here? Farlongo, short, quick passing. They give it off. Chance! Oh, it's a forward pass. It's a forward pass from the Storm because the Storm were about to score through Grant Anderson. But they will say a forward pass comes from Melbourne's Moses Leo. And the Broncos, you can breathe for a couple of moments here. The pass from Moses Leo goes forward to Nick Meaney. And Mooney, gee whiz, he was close to scoring. But he can't get over the line because of that pass. You're very lucky there, Brighton. Yeah, I'm okay with that call. I am okay with the call. All right, Gary, have a good one, mate. Brenton says the Storm did score their points late in the Dragons game, but good on the Broncos having a crap. They did, yeah. Yeah, the 30 points in the last 20 minutes of that Dragons game. But the Storm have not been good tonight. They have not been great. Second tackle at the 10, and it's Brendan Piakura to the 18. Get out of trouble here. Penalty or a 6 again would be gigantic for the Broncos at the moment. Dean Mariner with an amazing run to the 35. And luckily for Reece Walsh, he doesn't get punished. And that's what happened with the Dragons game last week. And that's why I said before that I didn't think that the Broncos were going to be as bad as the Dragons were in the last 20, which is why the Broncos could still win this game and could definitely win this game, because last week the Storm scored all their points off of errors from the Dragons. Now Reece Walsh kicks the ball out in the full, gives the Storm an attacking opportunity. Last week the Storm score a try right there, but this week they go and give a forward pass and don't score. So that's the difference between last week and this week as we currently speak. Fa'alongo, he's going to bring this ball to the 20 on first tackle. Good thing I didn't bet on this game. You can never predict the Broncos. You just can't, you know. I did tip the Panthers against them in week 1, but then I tipped the Broncos against the Eels in week 2, and we know how that happened. And then everyone's tipped the Storm against the Broncos in week 3. But there is still 17 minutes to go here of this game. Paddy Carrigan has been the hardest worker for the Broncos so far. They give it to Stefano Utuikamanu, and Utuikamanu is 45 metres away here from his own line. Harry Grant, good quick scoot. He gives it to Tyron Wishart, and Wishart brings it to the 43 on the Broncos side of the field. Yes, this is the similar looking jersey to what the Broncos did win the premiership against the Storm in turn 6. That's going to be caught by the Storm, Will Warbrick, and he can't get the ball away. You kind of just have to throw it as quickly as you possibly can, but good work there from Katapani to lock him up before he could get the ball away. No early crow in here. Definitely no early crow. This game's only a 4-point game. Still 16 minutes. There is a long way to go of this game. First tackle. The Storm aren't giving you a fantastic amount of confidence as we speak, though. Broncos now, they'll be at the 33. Second tackle. And now they'll go to Xavier Willison. He'll be at the 40. Actually, I've got 2 try scorers from this game. I said Joe Chan would score, and I said that Katoni Staggs would score. So I'm pretty happy with that. 2 out of 4. Don't mind it. Reece Walsh on the run from quick passing, but then Dean Mariner gets slammed. Bit of a hospital pass there from Reece Walsh. I can see what he was trying to do, but Will Warbrick read that perfectly and smashed Dean Mariner at 35. Ben Hunt off the boot, really awkward kick, doesn't really do much. But the Storm will pick it up at the 20. And Fa'alongo, he's on the run, he's at the 25, and look at the footwork from him, brings it out to the 30. Oh, it is a 2006 tribute, of course it is. Of course, great time to bring it out. Moses Leo to the 35. 15 minutes to go here in the game. 15 minutes. Broncos came back from a 14-0 deficit at halftime. Nick Meaney to the 45 on third tackle. He is very explosive, Sewer. Harry Grant looking for his magic out to Jack Howarth. Howarth will get taken out to 42. Good tackle here from Dean Mariner. Don't give away a 6 again or a penalty right now. Jerome Hughes steps and he'll slip over at the 30 on fifth tackle. That was a really poor kick there, Mitchell. Hughes doesn't look like he's hurt himself here. God bless him. I hope he's okay. Now, he might be all right. He might just a little bit worse. So where Broncos, Reece Walsh grabs that at the 13. It's first tackle. They're holding out well at the moment, Brisbane. They're just getting over the line. Are we about to see a bit of a bogey theme here for the Broncos against the Storm? Because the Broncos could just never beat the Storm prior to maybe 2 years ago. And then they got a win in the first week of the finals, I think it was. I think it was the first week of the finals. And that kind of kick-started it all, really. And since then, the Storm haven't really had the Broncos number. Oh, no! Ezra Mam knock on at the 30. Payne Haas offloads it, and Ezra Mam drops the ball. But Storm will get the ball 30 metres away here from the try line. Here's your chance. Broncos are very unpredictable. Annoying they keep messing up my bets. Well, this game isn't over just yet here, Troy. The Storm are going to have a fantastic opportunity to score. However, it's not even that they're unpredictable. Like, this second half has been much better than the first half, but the first half was so bad. It was like the first 2 games. But they just know how to turn it on. When they turn it on, they're the best team in the damn world league. When they're off, they literally are a wooden spoon team. Oh, my. Brenton, moderators, Daz, Brighton, you got to keep an eye on the Storm with the 2 S's. So Cameron Munster at the back here too. Moses Leo, and Leo is 18 metres away here from the line. Cameron Munster. He gives it off to Cooper Clark, and Cooper Clark is 14 metres away. Storm convert try will take them into the lead. A try with a missed kick would be a 4-point game, and Harry Grant isn't a guaranteed goal kicker. He's got his kick so far, though. Jerome Hughes, Sualavi, Fa'alongo. Oh, it's a great run, but it's great defense there for the Broncos. Third tackle to 3. He's just so dangerous, Farlongo. So dangerous. Jerome Hughes at the 10, off to Harry Grant. Bit stop-start here from the Storm, and it's 4 tackle. 9 metres out through Tuikami Kamitha. Harry Grant to Jerome Hughes. The pressure is on. Munster. He'll give it across into Moses Leo. Leo to Nick Meaney. And Meaney on the sideline from the Broncos. Well done. Grant Anderson takes him over alongside Reece Walsh. And it's going to be Broncos ball to 10. Great defense there. And the Storm just don't have the answers right now. They just do not have the answers. Ellie says easy. Well, I definitely wouldn't be saying it was easy considering if you've watched this first half. The first half was putrid, down 14-0. They're 0-2 to start the season after getting smacked by the Eels and the Panthers in the first 2 rounds. But, you know, they've been able to show some ticker in this second half of this game. Not over just yet, 11 and a half minutes to go. But at the very least, they're holding out well right now with 11 minutes left. Yes, that's more like it. Fricker says, let's go Melbourne, please. Well, a lot of work needs to be done in this final 11 minutes. Second tackle, but it's only 4 points. Hey, roll it back. Oh, you mean Ezzy for Ezra. Okay, fair enough, Ellie. Oh, so you understand what I was saying then. You understand. Don't know about easy, but it's been good even the Broncos in the second half. Paddy Carrigan gets the ball to the 28. I'm still sitting 4th out of 20 days, but every time I choose them to win and lose, and now I had them down to lose. Everyone had them to lose, though, so it's not like you're going to be, you know, completely off with everyone else. Whoever picked up a POD and picked out the Broncos would have been massive. Farlongo grabs the ball to 20 on the run. 35. Takes on the full. Jeez, he's good. 10 minutes to go here of the game, folks. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Munster complaining, saying there should have been a 6 again there, but it's first tackle anyway. Whoop-de-doo. Second tackle now for the Storm. Will Warbrick at the 42. The Broncos are all over the ruck right now. They are slowing the ruck down. So the referee does have to keep an eye on that for the 6 agains. Brisbane complete 11 from 20 sets in the first half, and now they're 16 from 17 in the second half. Shows how important completion rate is for the Bronx. Absolutely. So Stefano Utuikamanu here is going to be at the 35. 4 tackle. Harry Grant, the one-handed pickup at the back here to Jerome Hughes. Jerome Hughes, Farlongo. Oh my gosh. You need some heavy shots to lock him down. Harry Grant to Jerome Hughes. They go quickly. He puts that ball up in the air. Where's the chase? Where's the chase? Oh, Harry Grant nearly picks it up out of the air, but it's a knock-on Storm. Oh boy, they're going to check the bunker here to see if Harry Grant knocks this ball on or if he knocks it backwards. Yeah, this is legit the same as the grand final. The Broncos handed the Storm chances to get back into it and win it, and the Storm playing like Muppets. Yeah, that's right. The Broncos are given an opportunity to come back into it, but the Storm just can't get over the line at the moment. And, oh, is that Reece Walsh knock on? This might be touched first from Reece Walsh. Oh, I don't know, actually. No, that probably goes backwards off Reece, maybe. Maybe, unless they're saying Jack Howard knock on. But Reece's hands are there, and Jack Howard's hands there. Yeah, they're going to say it knocks off Jack Howard. Yeah, no, I'm okay with the call. I'm okay with the call. 10 minutes to go. Don't crow it too early, Ellie. Trust me. Don't crow it too early. We've seen plenty of the Storm against the Warriors a few years back. Xavier Coates jumped from 8 metres out to score a try to win the game in the last seconds of that game. So never write off the Storm, man. Never write off the Storm. Harrison says, is there a typo? I don't see the Raiders in the top 8. Harrison, you have jinxed the Raiders, man. They came first in the minor premiership last year. Now they are 1-2 to start the season. And they're lucky to be 1-2. They nearly lost to Manly, who have been one of the worst teams to watch this year too. So you have been the jinx on the Canberra Raiders, Harrison. Third tackle here for the Broncos. They're going to be at the 20. Hard to see all the hands hit at the same time. Yeah, that's why I'm completely okay with the call. The Broncos now will bring this ball out here to the 33. Jordan Ricky on 4 tackle. Charge that one hurt plays. Yeah, but you know it's true though. Like, I have to reply to that with the point. And never write it home too early. Dean Mariner can get away here. Taking it to the 45 on the Storm side of the field. 9 minutes to go here of the game. 9 minutes left. Ben Hunt, he's going to whack that ball up high in the air. Interesting take here for Farlongo. But he does get it. And he will bring it to the 20. He's just so threatening. Every time he gets the ball, it's like he's about to make a break. I have horrible luck on this channel. Harrison, you're all over the shop, son. You're a Muppet, but you're our Muppet. But you are a Muppet. So second tackle, that's a good 15-minute game there from Warbrick. And Nick Meaney now, he'll bring this ball to the 44. Third tackle, 8.5 minutes to go here of the game. 4 points the difference. Harry Grant off to Cameron Munster. Munster at the back here to Jerome Hughes. Jerome Hughes to Farlongo. Watch out, Farlongo. Then off to Jack Howarth. Howarth nearly breaks through. 44 metres out. Fourth tackle. Off to Munster. Munster at the 35. He pushes off of one. He's still going here, Munster. He's still going here, Munster at the 20. Oh, it's a great run there from Cammy. And an offload to incoming Kamitha. Kamitha is now 10 metres away. Fit tackle, 8 minutes left. Fit tackle. Harry Grant, he goes to Jerome Hughes. Jerome Hughes, he'll kick this ball up. It's a one-on-one with Will Warbrick. Oh, I don't know. I think this is a knock-on from Will Warbrick. Brisbane hold on again. This is the grand final all over again. You're right, Daz. Broncos keep giving them opportunities, but the Storm just can't take them. Warbrick probably should catch this ball. What a run from Cameron Munster, though. And then that offload is just unbelievable. Oh, if he looks to his left, the Storm probably score there, Kamitha. Kamitha, first tackle now at the 28, and it will be Grant Anderson gets it out of the 35. Do not make a mistake here, Brisbane. Just get out of trouble, kick it down to the corner, and work it away again. Xavier Willison to the 45 on third tackle. They'll give it out to Carrigan. And Kamitha makes a tackle at the 45 on the Storm side of the field, fourth tackle. Either way, Broncos, regardless if you win or lose this game, you take positives out of the second half massively to say that you're not dead in the water just yet this season. Fifth tackle, 35 metres away. Tony Staggs, he'll give it out to Reece Walsh. And Reece Walsh, he'll put that ball down to the 5. And great take from Farlongo. But they've got to go 95 metres. They've still got 6.5 minutes. But they've got to go 95 metres here to Melbourne Storm. And they'll bring it out here to the 10-second tackle. Well, it's not looking right now like the Storm are going to get their revenge for the grand final. Just so much work to be done. Nick Meaney brings it to the 20. I mean, Katapani was in La La Land dozing off and Warbrick didn't do shit, lazy ass. I don't know why Warbrick didn't really get up for that ball. Fourth tackle at the 30. Cameron Munster. Munster back to Farlongo. Farlongo spreads it to the left. They give it out to Alec McDonald. And McDonald's at the 40. They only got to the 40 here on fit tackle. Not amazing set. They give it to Munster. And Munster goes through the hands to Jerome Hughes. Hughes back on the inside of Munster. Munster's away here. Munster's away here. Munster's away here. Munster's away here. Kicks the ball to the corner. Where's the bounce? Oh! Oh my gosh. It's just too hard there. And it goes over the sideline. The Broncos get the ball at the 10. But wow, what a finish we've got here. The Storm are throwing a lot at him. Munster goes to Hughes. And then Hughes back to Munster. Makes the breakthrough. And then just does too much on the kick there. I don't know how the Broncos keep escaping this Brighton, but this is the grand final all over again. It really is. It really is the grand final all over again right now. 5:22 to go with the game. I don't know how the Broncos escaped a lot of what happened in that second half for the grand final, but it's the same thing happening here today. More so today, really, even than the grand final. Second tackle at 20. Munster's grabbing at his eye. Jordan Ricky brings it to the 25. Just don't make any error here, Broncos. Don't give an opportunity to the Storm. There's still plenty of time here if you're the Storm, but it is dwindling down. Fourth tackle at 35. Off to Paddy Carrigan, who gets it to the 45 on fifth tackle. Okay, kick this ball down as hard and deep as you possibly can. Corey Pakes off to Ben Hunt. And Ben Hunt, an okay kick. Farlongo will grab it at the 10. Come up in one line. You don't want to give him any form of a hole to try and break through. But Nick Meaney will then get the ball. And they'll get the ball at 20. Munster claiming that was high. I don't think so. And Meaney brings it to the 25. Good contact and the hit there from Tony Staggs. He's had great second half, Staggs. Awful first half, but a great second half. And Moses Leo was complaining about his head here. I think he was trying to milk a penalty. They have called a penalty. Oh, no. Oh, very late call there. And Moses Leo was complaining about his head. I'd like to see this again. He's on report here. Not Leo, the Broncos player. Who is it? Oh, maybe it was Staggs. I think they're saying Staggs hit him with the left shoulder. He does look up at the referee and glances to see. Yeah, look, it's a correct call. It is the correct call. Katoni Staggs does contact him. It's not like a bin or anything, but it is a penalty. Staggs gives away the penalty. Consistent line breaks, man, yeah. And Leo is still down. It was high. Yeah, definitely. It was a left shoulder, went into the head of Moses Leo. And that is a potentially massive game-changing moment. Massive game-changing moment potentially there. Katoni Staggs is going to get... Well, he's on 85 points on Supercoach right now. Pretty happy with that, considering where he was. He was at 13 at half time. Scott says nervous time, 3 minutes left. Yeah, the Storm will probably get 2 sets here still. Munster 2, Stefano Tukumanu punches off 1, and then Staggs gets him down at the 45 on first tackle. 3.5 minutes to go here. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. We'll be live for all 3 games tomorrow. We've got the Warriors and the Knights. Well, there's going to be a HIA here. They're going to take off Moses Leo for HIA, yeah. So tomorrow we've got the Warriors versus the Knights, the Tigers versus the Rabbitohs, and who's the other game tomorrow? Sharkies Dolphins. So we'll be live for all 3 of those. We'll see you then. 3 minutes to go here. So they've used 16 players, so they're actually allowed to bring on Sumalatu. I can't actually remember his name. Sualangi Tuimalatu Brown, I think his name is. They're able to bring him on now because they've used all their players. So second tackle here at the 35. 3 minutes and 8 seconds to go here for Melbourne. Second tackle, Harry Grant to Jerome Hughes. Now third tackle, sorry. They give it underneath to Jack Howarth, and Howarth with an average run. I think he's been quite average today, Howarth, on the attack. Fourth tackle, 25 metres away. Harry Grant, he goes scoot. Joe Chan, he cuts back onto the inside. Can't get the offload away. Fifth tackle. The Storm, what can you show us now? Harry Grant to Jerome Hughes. Hughes over to Munster. Munster, he'll step, he'll find some space, but he can't get the ball offloaded, and he'll be taken down. He gets the ball out the back. No, they're going to call it was held at the 8. So Brisbane nearly there, but the Storm will still get another set. Just don't make a mistake here. Mitchell says Broncos will win easy. Mate, this has not been an easy game. There's no Broncos fan on the planet that can agree that this has been an easy game for you. You looked awful in the first half. You've had a good second half, but this is really going down to the wire. So Broncos, Reece Welch to Zai Katapani. There is 2 minutes and 17 seconds to go. The Storm will still get another set. They've thrown a lot at them, the Storm, in this last 15 minutes, but the Broncos have held strong. Now second tackle here at the 15. And it'll be Xavier Wilson taken down. You can't give away a penalty or a 6 again here, Storm. It would be an absolute crucifier. Third tackle at the 25. Minute 54 to go of the game. Ben Hunt off to Jordan Ricky. And they'll be at the 33. Broncos deserve this win. I would actually argue it, yeah. I'd say the Broncos for mine well, the first half was so bad, but they've deserved it from the second half. They have. So Farlongo will grab this ball at the 5, and this is their final chance with a minute 28 to go here of the game. High tackle. That's a high tackle. That's a penalty, referee. That's a referee. That's a penalty, referee. I don't know how he hasn't called that as a high tackle based off consistency, but Will Warbrick, he's going to push away from 1, and he'll push this ball out here to the 35 on second tackle. 1 minute and 10 seconds to go. I don't know how that wasn't called a high tackle, Daz. Cameron Munster, he's at the 35, gives it to a rampaging run from Tuimalatu Brown. Now Harry Grant out of dummy half. He'll get a run into the attacking half, and they'll get it out the back of the Wishart. Okay, third tackle still. Just don't give away a 6 again, because they're still here back at the 50, and it'll be Nick Meaney at the 44. 2 plays left here. Harry Grant, he's going to scoot. He gives it to Munster. Munster short ball to Stefano Tukumanu, who can't get the offload away. This is it here, Melbourne. This is it. Harry Grant to Jerome Hughes. Hughes puts that ball up in the air. You need the chase. You need the chase. You need it. Knocked back here from the Storm. They do get it. Is it still last? It is still last. It's going to be Farlongo Brown is away here. Farlongo Brown. Will Warbrick. Warbrick still going. Flicks it back to Farlongo. Oh, that's a knock-on from Farlongo. He had to pass the ball. That's a knock-on at the end. No, you can't be trying to kick that ball there, man. You just got to pass the ball around. You would have found the space if you kept passing it, but the Broncos are going to win this game. They come out of nowhere in the second half to get the dub 18-14 for the first time. A win in Melbourne in like 10 years, man. in 10 years, the Broncos, they just got over the line at the end. The Storm looked really unimpressive. Really, really unimpressive. And you can't hate on the Broncos for their second half performance. You can hate on them for their first half performance. That was absolutely diabolical. But the second half performance of the Broncos was definitely good enough to win. Mitchell says, like I said, Broncos will win. You said that with 2 minutes to go. Mitchell, I hate fans like you. I hate fans who can't just take accountability for the fact that you got over the line. You should be very happy with the 2 points. But to say like an easy win and whatnot, there is no world the Broncos easy win. They're still 1 and 2. You know, they've done a great job here going to Storm. Just be happy for the win, man. There's no need for the easy win when you know that's not how the game happened at all. But look, overall, fantastic second half. I enjoyed this second half. The first half was one of the worst first halves of footy I've seen in a long time. The error rate from the Bronx was just putrid. They were at 54% completion rate, down 14-0. But then Jordan Ricky with 2 tries in the second half and Stags to break through and get the game winner is just fantastic stuff. And you've got to be happy with it, man. You've got to be happy to bounce back from an 0-2 start and to go down to Melbourne. And this just means the Panthers are mine are clearly the premiership favourites at the moment. I do. I feel like it's hard to get away from them. You know, the Panthers, they won their first game 26-0 against the Broncos. You know, this is why it's so weird. Round 1, the Storm beat the Eels 52-4 in Amy Park. Round 2, the Eels then beat the Broncos at Suncorp Stadium 40-32. And then in round 3, the Broncos go down to Melbourne and beat Melbourne 18-14. So you've seen a switch up from Eels getting beaten by the Storm by 52-4 into Eels beating this same Broncos team 40-32 into Broncos then beating the Storm 18-14 in Melbourne. That's crazy how that's turned around these first 3 rounds. That is crazy. That is actually crazy. What a second half. So we'll see how the Broncos do get on. Obviously, they play the Dolphins next week up at Suncorp, which is going to be an interesting battle of South East Queensland, where both teams haven't looked great so far this season. They gave the Broncos to get the job done here. They deserve to win the game here, but that's going to be an interesting game next Friday night. You know, I don't know how to call that one. Let's see how the Dolphins play against the Sharkies tomorrow. But Broncos-Dolphins next week could be a bit of a crack. I just need to see that first half. This was a prime-time Broncos performance from last year where they look awful first half, and the second half they just come rampant. And that's what they did. They kept the Storm scoreless in the second half, whilst the Broncos scored 18. You know, that's what they do. But all right, guys, we're going to be done here for today. Tomorrow we'll be live for all 3 games, which is the Knights and the Warriors, the Sharkies and the Dolphins, and we've also got the Tigers and the Rabbitohs. We'll be live for all 3 of them, man. So I will. I did give you a chance, Brighton. I didn't tip you to win though. I didn't say the Broncos would win. I said Storm 1-12. But I did go against the grain of everyone tipping 13 plus there for the Storm to win, and I just thought that the Broncos would be up for it. Again, didn't tip you, but you know, this is why I'm happy to get tips wrong, man, because at the end of the day, I did see how this game should have played out, and the Broncos were up for a game in the second half. So I was happy to see that, and we'll see if they can keep on with some momentum post this week's win. But all right, guys, see you tomorrow for all 3 games. Obviously, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and I will see you then. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.